9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers
we need you to think that you're going to be played against. So they want
I'm a little bit worried for tomorrow's game. I saw a stat on
Sergio
other people that the wasted stats in a row.
He's gonna play at the 9. That is the second. We only have two men now to
I know people have gone on about if we lose the cup, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Production.
Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are having a good evening. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm still trying to set this up. All right, here we go. I had to change the schedule. Normally we kick off at 7 p.m. I had to change it slightly due to it being Monday. On Monday, normally things kind of get erratic. First day of the week, so it is what it is. We are live at 7:37 p.m. for our match preview for Brighton versus Chelsea, and we're also going to discuss the Eden Hazard topic as well. I might leave the Eden Hazard topic to the back end of the stream. After we conclude with the preview, I think it's a topic that is quite close to home, quite close to heart when it comes to the player himself and what he's currently going through or apparently going through in Real Madrid. So, it's a topic we'll be addressing at the second part of the stream. Let me address the people in the chat. First one here is Luke Mudway. Big up to you. I hope you're doing well, my man. Elijah, you've changed your avatar. You change your avatar every few months. I've noticed that. You keep changing it. Oscar, big up to you. And Josh B, the recipient of the Chelsea baseball cap, it arrived today. He sent me a message. He sent me a short video clip. I will give him an opportunity to come on. Actually, you know what? Let me send him the link now and give him a chance to come on and tell us if he's liked the cap. Where is he? Let me just DM him. Josh, here we go. Now that I've actually checked my DM, I've got quite a few. So let me just send a couple more. There we go. And all right. Okay, so Josh, you should have a DM with the link in it. So if you want to jump on, I'd like to see the camera open. I want to see how that cap looks because I literally ordered it and got it sent to your address. So I want to see how it looks. If it's good, if it's good quality, I might pick up one for myself. Gabrielle, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. Today I have with me on the panel Eric Blue and Nick Blue. Big up, lads. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Hi, man.
You guys good?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, I'm just looking to see if you guys both sent me. All right, So Eric has sent me his formation. Podfather sent one, so he should be coming, and so did Boogeyman and MDT, but they're running late. Nick, you have not sent me a formation yet.
Oh, God. I thought I did.
No, you haven't. You haven't uploaded it.
All right, let me go back and try again.
Check it out. I've got Josh B here. Josh, big up, my man. How are you?
All right, Mo.
Listen, mate. They sent me an email at around 11:15, and they've said they've dropped it outside your house because they came. There was no one at home, and they put it behind the bin. And I'm thinking, please let it be there when he gets home. So when you sent me that message, I'm like, yes, I'm glad. So how is it? Is it good? Is it? Can you put the camera on? Can we see it? Can we?
You want me to wear it?
Yeah, man, wear it. Let's see the hat. People in the chat, this is the baseball cap giveaway that you all took part in. So this is Josh wearing the Blue Lounge cap, looking good, Josh. Spin around. Let's see the side and the back. Yeah. Listen, big up, Josh. Big up. You've deserved it. You've earned it. Josh, so now you are the third member of the giveaway family. The first one was CFC Steven and Tobago, and now it's Josh B. We will be giving more stuff away, guys. We will be giving more stuff away in due course. So big up to Josh, and thank you for being a loyal member of the Blue Lounge family. Big up to you, my man.
Big up, man. Cheers,
Josh. Cheers. All right, let me see where we are. I've got Abdul B, he's jumped in. Bobby Fairview, he's jumped in. Big up to you guys. Big up to you. All right, guys, I'm going to start by watching the press conference, the Tuchel press conference. And then we will go into the preview. And like I said, the Eden Hazard story is one that I personally want to address. I have a few things I want to say about Eden Hazard in respect to him potentially coming back, and I want to share that with you guys. But we'll do that on the back end of the stream while we have the rest of the panel back here. All right, let's look at the press conference while Nick Blue is sorting out his lineup. Where is it? This is the one. Yep. Full screen, audio. Let's go.
What do you use all the team news, if that's okay, if anyone's back?
If anyone's back, it's a good question. We train later. I think we have no re-injuries, which is maybe the good news. No re-injuries and no new injuries. This is actually the good news, but I think no one's coming back for tomorrow's game.
It seems like you're without quite a few players. How are you feeling ahead of the game against Brighton? And what do you think the main challenges are going to be?
The challenge, the match itself and the opponent is the big challenge, because it's tough to play at Brighton. I've personally never played there, but see a lot of matches, and of course we had like 2 home matches against Brighton where there's a very unique style of playing, strong squad, strong coach, with a strong belief in what they are doing. So there are a lot of things where we need to be aware of, what we need to be aware of, and what we need to do best in the best level possible. So it's the third away match now in a row, and we still only 2 days after the match at City, so it's still a mix between recovery and preparing the match tomorrow, because I truly believe we need all our mental and physical capacity to be able to win, and of course we want to win, and we're expecting a tough match.
If you spent the last year trying to move your personal training online, this will probably feel a bit familiar.
Obviously, we saw saw that the North London derby was postponed. Do you think the rules around game postponement, are they being abused?
Oh, I would not say so. I know what you mean, but I feel strongly that we need clarity and consistency in the decision making, and maybe we lack this a little bit. Otherwise, you would not ask these questions in a press conference. A coach that was not even involved. So I'm voting for clarity and consistency in the game postponements that we know.
Gabriel, I'm sorry, I can't increase the volume. This is maxed out. What I'll do though is I'll try to put on captions. It says captions are unavailable. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the maxed out audio. I can't make it any louder.
Know what's going on.
I want to ask you about Armando Broja, who's obviously having a great season at Southampton. Is he likely to get a chance?
Guys in the chat and the panel, is the audio so low that it's not worth continuing watching it, or can you guys hear it?
The audio's fine.
Audio's fine?
Yeah, it's fine for me.
Okay. Gabriel, maybe it's a headset issue. I mean, I'm wearing a headset. I'm assuming so is Eric, and maybe you and Gabriel are not wearing headsets, and that's why it's a little bit low. All right, we'll continue.
Chance back at Chelsea next summer?
Well, he's our player and he's doing good, but at the same time it's only half season, and he needs to continue to improve and to make his statement at Southampton. We have a reason why they are our players. They have quality, they have mentality, and now they are out there on their own in different environments, different clubs, and proving themselves. And Armando's getting better and better. He is a very unique player with some very unique strengths in his game. His speed, he's robust, and he's a goal scorer. So first of all, now is not the moment to discuss about summer. Now is the moment for him to stay calm and keep on improving.
I'm going to ask you then about Romelu Lukaku, massive transfer last summer. Do you expect more from him?
We expected more from all our from our whole offensive performance in the last match. I think we had enough offensive actions, transitions to hurt Manchester City more than we did. If this answers your question, maybe not to a 100%, but he is included in our offensive performance. He's a key player. So there will always be pressure. There will not be more pressure than he puts to himself, and we need to find a mix between all the expectations, all the pressure, and still also to be relaxed enough to play your best game, because it's not only about pushing and not only about squeezing and not only about demands. It's also about feeling peace and relaxed on the pitch. And things will fall in its place when we keep on working hard. This is in what we believe.
Thanks ever so much. I think that's my 5. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks, Becky. Alison McGowan.
Hey, Thomas. I think I asked you this last week as well, talking about the postponements and the clarity.
Yeah.
How would it make it more transparent? Would you, obviously, you cannot reveal personal details and who has COVID, but would it make more sense if you knew, for example, how many players had COVID, how many players were injured, and how many players were at AFCON, for example?
I don't need to know it, but maybe you need to know it. So then, and then the fans maybe need to know it. I believe in the rules still. I do, because if I start doubting or not believing, where does this end? This does. Then I would have. I need to have proof, which I don't have, and I need to be more involved and need to look deeper into the decision making and into the games that are actually exposed, which I will never do because I simply don't have the time and I don't want to spend the energy. But you should figure out what you need to have clarity. For me, it's pretty easy. I get the information and then I accept it because what else is there? I don't lose my energy with decisions that I have zero influence in.
And just on Romelu, you talk about he's part of the offensive team there. Does the team need to sort of change its way to bring out the best in him, do you think? Do you think you need to be more direct to help him?
No, I think we do everything to help him. I think these are the absolutely wrong questions because it's focusing on one player, and he's a key player, and we want him to be a key player, but this is not about, this is, for me, the wrong approach. This is what we do, by the way, anyway, constantly for any player. This is a team sport, so it's not about 10 players serving one player. This is not Chelsea, and this is not football. Every player is serving the team. This is the highest principle, and this will never change.
Last one,
Alistair. You're approaching now a year since you were appointed at Chelsea. I just wondered if you'd ever sort of had time to assess that year, how well you think it's gone. And also, I know it's not your decision solely, but have you thought about maybe wanting to stay longer than your contract? Because I know there's an option, isn't there?
I don't even know, to be honest. I don't even know. I think I have a contract until 24, and let's stay with this, and let's try to stay as long as this contract says, because the history tells us that it's not that easy. But I feel very confident today that I can make it. I don't want to be nowhere else. This is absolutely sure. I feel very happy, and let's see what's going on. But we both know, and everybody else knows what you need. You need results, and you need I'm responsible for creating an atmosphere that gives us the results. So all the focus is into the process and not into the result. What counts for games counts for my personal situation the same. I had no time to assess the year, and this is maybe a very.
Sorry guys, are you getting some feedback in the audio? Because I'm hearing him breathing. Are you hearing me breathing? Is it that loud?
It's audible, so yeah.
Right, okay. So all right. Yeah, I can't win. I can't win. All right.
Very good news, because I'm not the person to look back, and I'm not the person to feel great about the past. I'm a person to take care about today, and to make tomorrow's life easier. This is how I feel good, and this is how I work, and this is what I do, and hopefully it will be hopefully many more years to come. But the only thing to influence it is to be good in the very moment, and this is what we try.
Moose, talk sport.
Thanks, Adrian.
Hi.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Good.
You called for clarity regarding postponements of games.
Yeah.
Would it be so clear if it was just through the COVID, i.e., not injuries, not AFCON, not suspensions, not because the mother-in-law's come round? It's just because the player.
Hopefully, your mother-in-law did not hear that.
It's all right. I have a strange relationship with my mother-in-law. Anyway, what
I did not doubt that.
What about just COVID? Yeah.
No, I don't have a solution, and it was a good question actually, to maybe force me into saying something that I might regret. But it's actually for you guys. I mean, like, I get asked consistently, and I think other managers get asked, and I think this is simply not a question for managers and coaches to be asked on a press conference. And if you get these questions all the time, it's obviously not enough clarity in the decision making. So I can just repeat myself. I'm voting for clarity and consistency in the decision making. That's it.
Now, virtually over the last year, we've got to know each other quite well. So I feel I can be quite blunt with you on this question. Are you out of the title race after Saturday's defeat?
Well, if I say no now, you will maybe think, yeah, well, but can he read the fixture, or like what's wrong with him? If I say yes, you will maybe doubt my ability to be coach of Chelsea, and you think like, did he give up? So it's a tough one. We have to admit the strength. Maybe to not make the problem bigger or to not focus on our problem, to not have enough points. We have simply admit that City is in a very strong place, and they are like the points they have and the points they gathered in the last 12 matches is a 100%. So they earn what they have, and this is first of all, I think, necessary to admit. The second thing is we will never give up, never until the race is over. I told you many weeks before, we are in a good place because we are in the middle of the race. Yeah, the middle of the race, maybe not anymore, but we're still in the race, and we have to take care about ourselves. In the moment, we can do nothing more. That's all for now, and we cannot get lost in it. So like, it cannot lower our ambition because it's now 13 points. It simply cannot. Because we are like committed to our goals and to our behavior, and this is what we have to show now, a relentless spirit. So this is quite also a task for us. It cannot lower our ambition and our commitment in how we play, how we train, and what we give.
Last one, Luke.
Last one. Brighton are a good side. They drew with you at the bridge. They draw a lot of games, score a lot of late goals. How do you overcome that tomorrow?
A lot of good questions. Yeah, I agree with you. They are a tough side to beat. They are a tough team to play against. It's the first time for me to play them in their stadium. They are not shy to play one-on-one, do high pressing one-on-one over the whole pitch, and maybe that answers already part of the question. You have to win challenges, not only defensively but offensively. You have to prove, you have to make a point, you have to prove yourself, and you have to step up, show quality, and be ready. No matter what, because we will face a brave and very unique opponent, strong opponent, and yeah, if we want to win, we need to be in top level.
Okay, last two, Nick Gill and then Seb Tuzani to finish. Nick.
Hi Thomas. Obviously this game was rearranged in itself, wasn't it? But for different reasons. Any issues with that? What's your reaction to the scheduling of this game?
Being put tomorrow night.
That we play tomorrow.
The fact that it was moved, wasn't it? Yeah, and obviously it's close to the game that's just happened, the City game and everything.
Yeah, that was.
Any problems with that? Or?
Very hard to understand. I think Petr Cech gave our opinion on that, the club's opinion and our team's opinion, and I strongly agree with Petr on that.
So good. It's as if you wrote it yourself.
Sorry, can you just expand then? Obviously, it's the toughest.
I think they were like
go to City and then another away game.
It has nothing to do with City, but there are like 3 away games in a row. But both Brighton and we have our next game on Sunday, so there was no need to put it on a Tuesday. But okay.
Just one day more would have made a massive difference, I assume.
Yeah, would have. And actually Brighton played on Friday, so it makes a huge difference for them also.
And it just in terms of the sort of, I suppose, the health and safety element for your players. Players at the maximum already anyway, aren't they? Because of the COVID.
Well, we have the schedule that we have, and we played in some competitions, and some competitions will hopefully stay with us, and there are some to come, some extra games. So, yeah, we have this Brighton game now because we are in Abu Dhabi playing the World Cup. So now it's squeezed in between this week. We had last week, of course, not a whole week to prepare the Manchester City because we had a Carabao semi-final. So yeah, it's like, it's on one hand not to complain and not to make excuses, absolutely not. But we had some fixtures because of winning the cup games, winning the Carabao Cup quarter-final, being in semi-final, both legs. Yeah, like all coaches, by the way, in the semi-final wanted absolutely to play one leg. and it was not possible. And then if you have the chance, at least if we need to, and then we had then it was like we had the Arsenal game right on Thursday, and then Liverpool against Arsenal was postponed, the first leg in the Carabao Cup, and then instead of playing on Thursday, it's suddenly a Tuesday, when both teams play the next game on Sunday. That makes maybe not the biggest sense, but yeah, Petr said it perfectly, and I cannot agree more. Isolated, if you look at it isolated, you can play on Saturday and Tuesday. We have done that before, but if you widen the focus a little bit, we could have done better in scheduling this match for sure.
Okay, last question, Seb. Hello, Thomas.
Hi.
What would you say is the difference between the Chelsea that we saw in the first part of the season, that was conceding very few goals, quite impressive on the attacking side of things, and the Chelsea that we've seen more recently? We saw against Manchester City that you were struggling to create chances, and also you've conceded at least one goal on most of the last few games. How do you explain that, and when would you say this kind of negative transition happened?
I think we had the full squad available, and if you have a full squad available, you create a certain energy and atmosphere that carries you through a season and makes you overperform. I think we should not make the mistake and talk ourselves into underperformance. It is still performance, and we struggled with some circumstances that we cannot influence. It's simply like this. But it's the same trust in our players, and it's the same belief in our club and in what we do and in the process. We struggle a bit with results. Every game is very different. I think like last match is like all the 5 matches we played now against Manchester City were 50-50 matches. We won the first 3. All of them could have gone the other way. All of them. There was like a fine margin that was on our side. The one at Stamford Bridge was maybe the most deserved win for City. We were simply on this day not good enough, me included. And now I saw a 50-50 match where we had still room to improve. And if we score the first goal, I think we have a huge chance to win the game. You know, it's a bit boring for myself because the same answer all the time. Key players are key players because they have key behavior. They do key things in clubs and dressing rooms, and that's why you need them. And that's what brings you through a season. And City is obviously overperforming on the very maximum. And if you want to close a gap, you have to admit where we come from. If you want to close the gap, we were never shy to say it and to try it. And we still are, but then you need also to overperform, and for overperformance you need everybody. This has nothing to do that we do not trust the players who are actually on the pitch or have to play a lot, but it's very different if you earn it, like, and you have to earn it in a squad of 21 players, almost at full strength, fully available, or it's like in the last weeks we had the feeling if you have a negative COVID test and if you are a defender, just play. You're pushed to play and you're rushed to play. And if you make yourself the work, maybe, because I actually don't know, over the last weeks when we had the chance to play the back 5 in the same lineup, I think you will end up I don't know, in September or maybe in August or something like this. It feels like that. Maybe it's not, but it feels like that. And so you lack a little bit of routine, of automatic behavior. It's very, very normal. And for the circumstances in which we are in, and for the circumstances that is not our fault. I am happy where the team is. I'm happy how we play, how we behave. And there's no need to doubt the process, and no need to doubt the team, and in what we do. We're still strong, and we will bounce back and never give in.
All right, fantastic press conference, fantastic insight from Thomas Tuchel. Lads, before we address the press conference and start to discuss everything that's been said, I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. Firstly, are you enjoying watching the press conferences in our match previews? I know a lot of people watch them live or watch them when they come when they are posted. I watch it live and I watch it on the show most of the times. Sometimes I don't get a chance to watch it. I watch it for the first time on the show, but I want to know if you guys are actually gaining something by us watching it with you on the show. So in the chat, let me know if you want us to continue watching the press conferences in the match preview. That's number one. Number two, why have you guys not hit that like button yet? Why are we looking at 13 likes half an hour in the stream? Guys, come on. I mean, there's been 40 of you for quite some time in the stream now. So I might be doing something wrong. And if I am, let me know in the chat so we can address it. But I'd really appreciate you guys hitting the like button. Hitting the like button early doors will help the stream get promoted and get sent out to more people. So do us a favor and hit that like button. I watch it live and in here. Okay, so you're like me, Wally. Yeah, that's how I do it. Yes, great to lead up to the pre-match. Brilliant. I watch it live. Brilliant. All right. Okay. I feel that we gain something by watching it together because watching it at 1:30 p.m. and then watching it now, sometimes you get time to evaluate and see the different points of view. I suspect it's the first time for some members. Yeah, that's why I also watch it, because people are at work. They come back from work. They haven't had the opportunity to see it. They watch the preview. They get to see it. So it's only 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. So I don't think it's too much. It's too much. So we'll keep playing it. If you guys want us to change, let me know. Let me know, because this show is for you guys, and I'm more than happy to hear your feedback and insight in respect to the show. Since we started the stream, we've had a few people join us. We've got Boogeyman, Max Burton, and Nick Blue, who have joined the show. Big up to you guys. How you all doing?
Hey, you guys. Eric Blue, not Nick Blue, by the way. Oh, Nick Blue's come as well.
Nick Blue's here.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good, thanks.
Yes. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Did you get the squad I sent again?
I'll have a look, because I sent it to... No, I haven't. I haven't received it.
You
haven't
haven't?
received it, Nick. No, I haven't.
How come I sent it twice? It says send. It says send. It's been sent.
You have to copy a link. Did you copy a link at the end?
Maybe I didn't do that.
Yeah,
I've done it twice now.
Even if that's the problem. Even if it tells you send, you have to copy that link and
it says save. I'll save it. Then it says submit.
Yeah, I say that all the time, but you still have to copy.
So it doesn't go to the person. You have to copy the link. Yeah.
And so you have to copy.
Copy it.
Yeah,
and
copy the link.
Send it as a message on Twitter.
All right, next time.
Yeah.
All right. No worries. Showtime, if you can hear me, I've received your link. Showtime. Podfather, welcome to the stream. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to have you on. Have you sent me the link?
I have.
Let me out.
Yes,
you have. Yes, you have. You have. Yeah, I've got it.
There are lots of lineups.
No, there isn't. Because I've got lineups from people who are not even on the show.
Oh, not here. Okay,
so
that's true.
If they don't turn up, they can, their lineups can. I don't know who's going to see them. But yeah, no. Big up to everyone. I think. Yeah, they're not here. I've got Showtime's lineup. I've got Podfather. I've got everyone's lineup apart from Nick Blue. All right. Before we talk about the lineup, let's talk about the press conference. I want everyone to give me their impressions. I'm not gonna ask you any particular points. I want you to give me what you took away from that press conference, and I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna tell you my main impression of that press conference. my main impression is that Tuchel is becoming a little less diplomatic in his answers. He is now trying to emphasize in a passive manner rather than approaching him head on. He's doing it in a passive manner, guys, if you go out, I'm not bringing you back in because you guys are all bouncing all over the place and you're destroying my train of thought. So if you bounce out, don't bounce back in because I'm not gonna lie. I mean, apart from Nick, because I know Nick has an issue with his phone, so I'll give Nick a little bit of leeway, but everyone else just stay. Or
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. I know you got issues with the phone, so I'm gonna allow that.
Just phone
anyway,
issues, not issues.
No, phone issues. Yeah, phone issues. Yeah, phone. You see, Nick has a connection issue. Bobby has an overheating issue. Who else has an issue with the phone? Issue with the phone. Bobby, if you're hearing me, I'm talking about your phone, mate. Not talking about anything else. All right. So what was I? Come on, train of thought. Yeah, a passive manner in approaching certain topics. And these topics are the match schedules, the COVID regulations when it comes to postponing matches. And you know what? He is within his right to approach it head on, or if he wants to go in a passive, assertive kind of manner, if there is such a thing, then that's fine. But he's doing it more now. He's doing it more, which is a sign of his discontent with what's going on in respect to this issue. And especially when the results are not going our way because of it. That is one aspect. The other aspect is in regards to his general relationship with the media. I am sensing that it's not as good as it used to be because of certain articles, certain statements, certain issues that have been taken a little bit out of context in respect to what he said, and especially the last press conference when he talked about the Man City game, the post-match interview. He didn't really attack or single out Lukaku. He was talking in a general term, and then the question that was posed to him was, I'm paraphrasing, but in respect to him being supplied chances, and Tuchel said, yeah, but he should also supply chances for others or create chances for others. Now, as a manager, saying something like that, it's not a sin. It's not a mortal sin. You can't have an opinion based on a player's performance. And boy, have we seen managers in the past, burn their players. He hasn't done that with Lukaku, but the media have kind of addressed it in that kind of manner. The media also seem to be. We've lost someone. Who did we lose? Oh, Nick. Yeah, obviously. The media have also addressed certain things that have happened within our camp, and they are kind of exaggerating them. Now, has there been new statements made by Lukaku, or has the previous statements been emphasized again by certain journalists and certain outlets? And these kind of things, they are putting a gap between Tuchel and the media. While as we saw when he first came into the job, his relationship with the media was up, was up front. He wasn't hiding nothing. He wasn't trying to avoid questions. He was answering every question that was posed to him in the best way that he could. What just happened there?
I think Nick tried to comment on something.
How did he come in?
Didn't you? You didn't click anything?
No. I don't know. Max, did you bring him in?
Yeah, sorry, I was getting him in. I was letting him in. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
because how did he jump in?
Yeah, well, he came in and went out again, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, his phone. That's why when he comes in, I let him sit there for like a minute, two, let his connection, establish itself, and then I'll.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is in respect to Tuchel's relationship with the press. I think it's going bad. his relationship with the press is going bad, and I'm worried about that. I'm worried about the relationship with the press, because when that goes bad, other things tend to go bad, because they don't let up, and they keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. In respect to tomorrow's game, it looks like we have the same squad available. Like he said, no new injuries and no new recoveries. So the same squad is available. A little less match fit because of the schedule, obviously, but that's where we are. And that's what I've taken from the press conference. And I'm going to give everyone a chance to give me their take. I'm going to go with Eric Blue, since he was the first one here. Eric Blue, what was your takeaway from that press conference, mate?
Yeah, my takeaway is similar with yours. I agree with everything you said. Not a lot about the players. Once again, I would have liked to hear more about, who is most likely to get involved again. Obviously, he won't, tell us who will start against Brighton, but I would have liked to get some more clarity. I didn't really understand when he was answering a previous question about, any new. I can't remember what the question was. Something about like people coming back from injury. So he was saying there's nobody has been re-injured, but I don't know if someone like Christensen, for example, is he back? Does he have any niggling injuries? Is he likely to be involved? I would have liked to know more, because I felt as if that might have a bearing on what the lineup should be. Because obviously I was one of the people who didn't watch the conference before, so I didn't really know about those details. But in terms of Tuchel and the media, I don't really have an issue. I don't think he has to be friends with the media for things to go well for him. I think he's handling everything very well. I think the media just tries to, create things when they don't exist. I think that's just a normal thing that they try to do. And it usually coincides with, poor performances. If Chelsea were on a winning streak, for example, nobody would, say anything. Nobody would try to fabricate any kind of negativity. So I think that's the main thing. If he improves the the results, then we won't really be seeing any kind of, reports that this might be going on or whatever. But yeah, I'm not really worried about the media. I think Tuchel is handling it very well. So
yeah. No, I mean, they take whatever they can, and if the team isn't performing well, they are gonna push their narrative and push their agendas on us. I'm hoping that tomorrow's result will be a positive one, and so will be the case on Sunday. On Sunday, we're playing Spurs on Sunday. So I'm hoping those two results are positive. And when I say positive, I mean we're going to win those games, because I need to get these guys off Tuchel's back. I need to give him a bit of space. So hopefully we can do that. I'm actually going to go to Josh B and get his take. Josh B is the winner of our last giveaway. So I was really pleased to see him receive the baseball cap. I got a message this morning around 11 o'clock with the delivery being hidden behind his bin, his outside his house, because they came, there was nobody at home, and they left the box behind the bin, and they took a picture and they sent it to me. So I straight away sent it to Josh. I'm like, Josh, you better get home, because that's going to get nicked, man. And so I was really pleased when he messaged me earlier this afternoon. He said, "Look, I've got the hat," and so I'm pleased for Josh. I'm pleased that he received the giveaway. And like I said, this is the third giveaway. Stephen, CFC Stephen, Tobago, and we will be giving away something very soon again. So make sure you guys have subscribed. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter. Make sure you guys are interacting, because we've got giveaways until the end of the season. The biggest one will be the minute we hit 10,000 subscribers. We're going to be giving away a Chelsea shirt from the Chelsea Megastore. A personalized Chelsea shirt. So you'll be able to personalize it with the number and the player name that you want. So make sure you're subscribing, lads. Make sure you're subscribing. Josh, give me your take on Tuchel's press conference, mate.
Evening, everyone.
Evening.
Thank you for the baseball cap.
My pleasure,
I
brother.
really enjoyed it. Tuchel's press conference. I feel like when he said we wasn't given like enough time like for the matches, he said that they could have pushed it until Wednesday, but he said it didn't really make sense because Brighton had a match on Friday and now we have to play on Tuesday. So, and he said about something about players not being match fit. And also, I feel like he was getting pressured a lot about Lukaku and like people just asking him a lot about Lukaku, and I think he got agitated and saying it's not only about Lukaku, it's about other people in the team as well. So Lukaku can't always get what he wants. So I feel like Tuchel was actually annoyed.
Josh, I want to ask you a question about this question. Do you think that there is? I mean, everyone has a different perspective and different way of seeing things, and I want to know your perspective on this. Do you think there is something still going on between Tuchel and Lukaku, or do you think this is all just media speculation? In your opinion?
I feel like it's just media speculations.
Yeah.
And that's all really.
All right, cool. Josh, thank you, Josh.
Okay.
We will go to Boogeyman. Boogeyman, welcome to the stream, my brother. I hope you're doing good. I have to commend you. Your lateness is getting less and less today. You were only a few minutes late, so big up to you. Thank you.
Don't worry. 13 minutes is better than 45, that's for sure.
Right, of course. Big up to you, Boogeyman. All right, Boogeyman, let me hear your perspective on the press conference, mate.
Hello to everyone on the panel. Thanks for having me, Mo.
Pleasure.
There is no match. I don't think I hear too much today. It's just about the game being postponed. If Tuchel knows the rule, he confirmed he doesn't know too much of the rules. And if anyone here wants to know the detail, he can only trust the rules. And hopefully it's been applied equally to all the teams. And if the press think is getting unfairly or team are getting unfairly treated, they need to investigate. And other than that, he has other stuff to do than trying to understand what are the rules or what are the parameters that are involved in the decision. So other than that, Lukaku, like Josh B said, he make it clear Lukaku is part of a system, and the system has to work. It's not about Lukaku per se. Lukaku is part of 11 players, and they all have to be part of the Tuchel way of playing football, which I like. And but the issue with that statement is Lukaku is not cheap. So that's why the media will always be on his case. Why did you allow Lukaku signing? What did you see in Lukaku? Those are going to be the next question. And that's when I would like Tuchel to just be relaxed about it. Listen, Lukaku will get better. Lukaku is just his first season and all those things. And making sure Lukaku doesn't go out and speak like what he did before. I think he can handle it, but he cannot be showing frustration or being condescending to the journalist. I'll be like, okay, do you have any better question for me? Now, English press, they like voucher. I think in French we call it vultures. Yeah, they like vultures, and they will eat you alive if you keep feeding them half of the news. Just tell them Lukaku will succeed one day, and there's no more to say. But if you're trying to go to They're really good at that. So I didn't hear anything
Yeah.
today. I think it was Eric Bluk that said, "What about Christensen?" Nobody knows if he will be tomorrow in or not, because I didn't know that. So other than that, listen, is a Tuchel Presser as always, press conference as always, anyways.
Yeah, no, Boogie. I think the Lukaku situation would have been made better if he had scored a couple of them chances that he missed, because it would have changed the narrative. I guarantee you, if there is anyone who wants to see Lukaku scoring goals, it's Lukaku. He doesn't want to be put in this position. He wants to, because people are saying, "Oh, his heart is not in it. His mind is not in it." No, his heart is in it. His mind is in it. But there's also other things that have gone in.
I think he has his heart is in it too much, and that's why he just. I mean, he's 20. Yeah, he's trying too hard. He's 28. He need to find a way to just be relaxed about this situation and just take it the way it is and stop thinking too much, especially when the guy has a big leg. He can shoot hard. Like, just shoot when you're close to the goal. Just manage to keep on the target, and we're good. No more.
Yeah. Hopefully, if he does get a chance to play tomorrow, then he will. He will convert a couple of them chances. Let me go to Nick Blue. Nick Blue, give me your thoughts on the press conference, mate.
Yeah, big up, chaps, again. Welcome. Thanks for having me on again. And the press conference. Well, these bloody journalists, they talk a lot of crap. They asked him the same question 4 times.
I'm just going to talk to you for 1 second. Every time Nick Blue is given an opportunity to talk, I put my hand on my heart, man. I'm like, it's like, is he going to drop the drop the lyrics, man?
No, I won't say that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I'll get.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just joking, man.
I'm just saying, these journalists, they ask him the same question, especially today, 4 times the same question about Lukaku, and they have to. I wish Tuchel was more like Marino with journalists. That will put them, in place. He's a bit too soft with them. Too soft, I think. And what was I going to say now? Yeah, it wasn't a big. He didn't say a lot. He said, we have to. Everyone has to play, not just Lukaku. It's a team game. We know that. And I think Lukaku is getting too much stick, like I said before, from social media. Very bad stick. You know yourself. You can see it. And I like what the young Josh said. Exactly. I was going to say what he said there. Very good about Lukaku. I hope you have an influence on the youngsters, Josh, because they've been swayed on the hate side of our fan base. So it's nice to see some youngsters like you talking sense. That's what impressed me more than on this press conference than anything else. Yeah.
Josh, listen. Nick Blue is one of the old-timers, old school Chelsea fans. So that's a big compliment that you just got there, mate. That's a big compliment. So big up to Nick and big up to Josh.
Yeah, well done, my son. Well done.
Big up. Let me go to Max Burton. Max Burton, your take on the press conference, mate.
Evening, all.
Evening.
Right. Well, remember what I said yesterday about English journalism? They're useless. They're rubbish. No, they are, basically. They are. They don't know anything about tactics. So that's why it wasn't only Lukaku. They asked him about the how many times in a press conference they have to ask about the rules, when to postpone matches or things. I think 3 reporters asked him the same question. He's been asked this question in the last 3 or 4 press conferences, and he's giving the same answer. Stop asking questions. Think of something better to say. if they can't answer good questions, let's get us the panelists. I'm sure Boogeyman would have a few interesting questions that he can ask them, and others, because they're just, as I said, they're useless. And you know what? Oh, great goal. Whatchamacallit? Sorry, I'd lost my thought. I'm watching the Fiorentina match as well. Yeah, so what was I going to say? I was going to say something totally got out of my mind. With the Lukaku situation, I just feel that, it's so unfortunate about the timing of this, because if you look, before this interview came out, I was beginning to see the Lukaku that we spent that money for against Brighton, against Aston Villa. He had very good games. Mm-hmm. He's trying to, he's because of what happened, he feels that he has to try and appease the fans. So he's overthinking things, I think, now, and he's got back to the form before those two games. So I just feel that had we not had this thing not blown up, then we could have been seeing a better Lukaku at the moment. As far as the injuries go as well, I know Eric Blue and someone else spoke about Christensen, but he did mention at the beginning of the press conference, if you're listening correctly, what he said was that there's no change to injuries. Nobody's coming back. So that means, that to me tells me that Christensen's not coming back. He said there's no new injuries, but at the same time, there's nobody who's available for selection who wasn't available last time. So I just feel that it's going to be the same players to select from this one. But you know what, Thomas Tuchel, I've seen him go to task with journalists in France and Germany. So he's smiley, happy at the moment. But if they start to rattle him, he can give as good as he gets, and don't get on his wrong side. Otherwise, you're going to see an angry Tuchel. Get ready for him.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen Tuchel angry. Not a pretty sight. But I hope we don't see too much of that, especially with the media.
Yeah.
I don't mind seeing that.
It won't help them in England.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing that with the players, in motivating them, in getting them, up for a specific match, a specific cup, whatever. But with the media, we've got to be very careful, because, like you said, vultures, man. They'll have him for breakfast.
Yeah. This is what I'm going to say. Sorry, I forgot. I'm going to say congratulations, by the way, to Thomas Tuchel and Edward Mendy. Thomas Tuchel won the FIFA Coach of the Year. Emma Hayes as well won the female one, and Edward Mendy won the Goalkeeper of the Year. So I just want to say congratulations to all of the Chelsea representatives.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. Big up. I'm Emma Hayes and Thomas Tuchel, they were always going to be recognized for their achievements because of where they were and where they are. Managing Chelsea, Tuchel, Paris Saint-Germain, then Chelsea. But for me, the biggest winner, the biggest achiever from those three is Mendy. And it's because of where he was and where he is now, and what he has achieved. For me, Mendy is a role model for everyone to look up to.
And you know what that shows as well? What a farce that stupid Ballon d'Or is as well.
Yes.
Because obviously the reason they gave it to Donnarumma is because he's playing for PSG.
Yeah,
the way that he was.
Yashin, stupid.
Mendy is world class. We always, he's world class.
He's the fox,
he deserves it. Donnarumma is nowhere near Mendy. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think Donnarumma, the fact that he also plays for Italy, who won the Euros, who are in that kind of bracket, it helps. It helps. I think the bigger leagues, the bigger nations, they're always going to get a certain advantage when it comes to those kind of tiles, those kind of awards. We have had some in the past who, like for example, George Weah, but he had to really earn earn it. But
Oh,
yeah,
what a player he was! What a player he was! I saw him in the flesh for Chelsea.
Special.
It was great. We didn't have him long enough. That's
we didn't have him long,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I saw
that's
his
why,
debut
he was
against
great,
Tottenham.
wasn't he?
His
Yeah,
debut against Tottenham was second to none.
Shame he came a bit too late. We needed. He was a great player. Yeah.
But you know what, as well,
he was a great.
Mo,
Go on, Max. Yeah.
Guess who voted? Guess what player? Liverpool player voted for our manager for Coach of the Year.
Player.
Mo Salah.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Mo Salah
Okay.
voted for him. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna talk about Mo Salah. I'm gonna talk about Mo Salah and Eden Hazard after we finish the match preview. I have a couple of things I want to talk about in respect to those two guys moving forward, but
Unfinished business.
Yes.
We're not going. Since Lukaku used that word to come back, I don't want to hear it anymore. Man.
You know what? For me, Eden Hazard, you can't compare. You can't mention him in the same breath as Lukaku. You just can't. I mean, Eden Hazard, if he was to fall down and he'll cut himself, that blood will be blue. That blood will be blue. Lukaku, it'll be blue and black and what's the color they have?
Pink and white. Enter Milan.
It's like your background, Mo. Same as your background.
As you can see, I don't know. You see, there is a theme. I know Short Time and Podfather are waiting to give me their reaction to the press conference, but I'll get to you guys. But there's a theme. My background, as if you see, it's red with the Chelsea flag in the middle, and it's been lit in blue to show that you can surround us, but we're always going to shine. It's an artistic thing. I don't know. Some people pick up on it, some people don't. I don't know. It's
good.
All right, let's go to Podfather. Podfather, give me your reaction to the press conference, mate.
Yes, I thought it was. I didn't really learn much in terms of, whether. What I wanted to know was, like, tactically, are we going to do anything different, or is there going to be a different approach to the season? I like the fact he didn't concede the league, and wants to keep the pressure on the club, like looking forward rather than looking backwards, because you can easily get caught in the top 4 race if you're not careful. So I think that's still keeping pressure on the players. It was interesting in terms of like him being talking to the media in a jovial way or in a nice way, introspective as he's done for most of his time. But that never lasts. I've seen all sorts of managers come and be charming in the beginning. First 6 months, everybody loves them, and then come January or March, they're hanging on for dear life. For their job or fighting with this media outlet and stuff like that. Whether it's Guardiola, Klopp, or whoever. So. I'm surprised it's lasted as long as this. He's been able to listen to a lot of these dumb questions and you keep a straight face and just answer them like the intelligent questions and stuff. So he definitely did some media training before coming to Chelsea. That's for sure, because he wasn't like this at PSG, from what I remember. I'm excited just to see what's going to go on for the rest of the season. Even though the title is no longer in our grasp, we can still make history. We can still be the first English team to go back to back in the Champions League. Never been done before. So there's still a lot to play for, and really all you need is a couple of good draws, and before in the semis, and then it's 1 match away from 2 matches away from the final.
Podfather, we have already had a better season so far than Tottenham have had in the past 30 years, I believe. Because we've already won a trophy.
We've already won a trophy. That's a pretty low bar.
I know. But since we're playing them on the weekend, I just wanted to put it out there for anyone who wants to banter a Tottenham fan. We've won more trophies in the past 2 seasons, even though this one has been classified as the jury's still out on whether or not it's successful. But we've won more trophies this season than they've had in the past 30. All right, Pod, big up to you. Let me hear Showtime. Showtime, how are you, my man? How you doing?
Assalamu alaikum, I'm a Muslim.
Wa alaikum assalam, habibi. Wa alaikum assalam.
Hope everybody is well.
Good, we're good.
All right, so in regards to Tuchel's press conference, I agree with what everybody, the fellow panelists were saying. I mean, not really much, but you can hear the stupid questions from the British media. It's not nothing new. We saw this with Conte too. You saw his frustration. Unlike Tuchel, Conte didn't have no media training before he came to London. But Tuchel's doing. I mean, he said what he said in the media. But one thing that I took away from it is when he assured people he's here till 2024, and he's gonna see his contract through. He's not looking to leave, or he's not feeling any pressure. So for me, that's what I'm taking from it, is that his dedication is still there. I mean, he wants to be here to 2024 and years to come, even longer. I hope he's there for longer, because consistency is key when it comes to a manager that we need. And his charisma, I like his charisma. I mean, he doesn't seem to want to answer the same questions over and over, whether it's about the superstar 100 million pound guy, or if it's about the schedule. He answered it once, he's not going to answer it again. I like how he directed the answer that Petr Cech gave, which was the club's answer, and he didn't want to give another answer because then the media is going to play off that and use this. Tuchel said this, the club is saying this. So I like the way he just answered questions. Within the squad as well, I mean, he knows that people are going to ask about injuries all the time, or who's in the squad, who's not. You want to know who's in the squad? Look at who was available last match. That's who's in the squad. Very short, sweet, and getting straight to the point. That's all I have to say about the press conference.
Yeah, no, we all agree. We all agree, and it's funny because sometimes you find people are divided about so many different things within their club. But I've found that most of the time we all seem to have the same conclusion when it comes to the press conference. The same conclusion when it comes to what Tuchel says, which is good. At least we have one area where it's a little less controversial. Talking about controversial, we are now going to look at the lineups that you guys have selected. That you are predicting for the game tomorrow. We're going to start with Boogeyman's lineup. Should I say? Okay. I think these are my thoughts before I go through the lineups. I haven't seen the lineups yet. I know Showtime has made an error, which we will address. But apart from that, I don't know what's in the lineups. Before we go in, I'm going to tell you what I think is going to be the approach in respect to the system. I think we will have to change to a 4 in the back system, purely for the fact that we need to balance it in regards to the availability of our defenders and the lack of availability when it comes to wing backs. So that's what I'm going for. But I'll be very interested to see what you guys have chosen, because we thought similar for the last game, but Tuchel actually played a 3 at the back system and then went back to a 4 at the back, and he kept on switching. So I'll be interested. It'll be interesting to see what you guys have selected. So let's have a look at Boogeyman's lineup first. Let me bring it up on the screen. All right, here we go. This is Boogeyman's lineup. All right, 3-4-3. All right, Boogeyman has Kepa in goal, Rudiger, Saw, and Silva in defence, with Kovačić and Jorginho in the heart of midfield. Azpilicueta, Alonso as our wing backs. Mount, Havertz, and Timo Werner up front. Player selection, I agree with most. Formation, like I said, I was expecting a 4 at the back system. Boogeyman, let me get your thoughts on why this formation and why these players.
Listen, the formation is because I think that is the formation that gave us a better stability at the back. and because we don't have too many, we don't have Chalobah, Christensen, and available. I think we will still go with this system to make sure that we don't get scored on. At least we keep the back really solid. And I think it's that Tuchel need to start proving that this system has to work with a different set of attacker. Because yesterday game or the game against City, we all blame our attacker not be able to break or not be able to use the transition properly. So, and I think those three last season have proven capable of moving in transition to move the ball as fast as possible. People will say no, that they're not runners, and I just never believe in those way of talking. Anyways, I think those three up front and with Kovačić feeding them, we should be able to prove again that this system is the system moving forward. Of course, sometimes we can use four, but a four at the back, well, for me, it has to be this system at the start of the game. And if for some reason we notice that we need to change system to adapt to the difficulty, then the Tuchel can give instruction. Okay, now we're moving to the four at the back. Not starting. I don't like the fact that we start a game at four sometime and with three. I just want to have a main system, and during the game
I
can switch
see.
it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but I mean, right now this is all the defenders that we have in the team. Any one of them is injured, we are in trouble. We are in trouble.
Then it become back four, right?
Yeah, then we're forced to have only one option, and that is a back four. The thing I want to say here is this, Boogeyman. You can switch. I mean, you can switch Alonso and Saw. I mean, you can play either one as a left back, and take the other one out of the team, and bring in another midfielder and play a 4-3-3. With maybe a Saul Niguez, a Robin Loftus-Cheek, maybe I don't know, maybe play Callum in the place of Mount, Pulisic in the place of Mount, and have Mount being played in the heart of midfield in a 4-3-3. I think if you take out one of these two, Malang Sarr or Alonso, you're able to inject another midfielder or another attacker into the team, and at the same time give yourself that four at the back. And I think against Brighton that might be the way to go, because you want to. I'm not going to say guarantee yourself a win. You can't guarantee a win in football, but be as attacking as possible without giving too much away. That's just my thinking.
No, what you say makes sense. The thing is, four at the back, three in the middle. We've seen it against Tottenham. It worked at the first time we used it, but the second time it didn't work that much. The first half was a little okay. The second half was not okay. So the system, going with a particular system while we know the three at the back work really good. The only problem is we don't score goals, and we create chances. And it's just, I think it's just to have the right people in front. We should be able to create those chances again and go from there. I just feel like the entire Tuchel and his system, we are kind of lost right now. We just don't know what is our identity. And I'd like to see us, especially that we know the league is out. We need to get back to some basis or the system that he is known to use and perform on it. We need to go back to that, and one by one bring Lukaku back in, bring whoever has to come in, and they have to make this system work. If during the game we have an injury, like you said, then we can switch to back four and without problem at all. And Tuchel has to be able to put that in their mind and in training section. So that's the way I'm thinking anyways, because I think we should start now preparing next season when it comes to the league. So
yeah, so
and
sorry to
yeah,
cut
go
you
ahead.
off, Buggy. I actually agree with Alonso and taking either Sarr or Alonso out, but I think switching to a back four leaves our midfield too exposed, since we only have Kova, who's really going to drop back and play defense. Jorginho, on the other hand, is a little bit of a liability.
Before you go any further, you're not allowed to ask me a question.
Thank you. I was about to say that. Short time is new. Yeah, he's new to this format.
That was just
it's not open for discussion. Everyone puts their lineup. They explain it. If any follow-ups need to be made, I will make them. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. No, it's all good. You're new to this format, so you didn't know. It's all good. All right, Boogeyman. Thank you for the lineup. Thank you for this. Podfather needs to do something, so he's asked to go next. So I'm going to put Podfather's lineup on screen now. Let's have a look at Podfather's lineup. What has he gone for? All right, yeah, this is more like it. All right, so Podfather is going with a 4-2-2-2 system. Interested. I'm surprised at your selection in regards to players. In regards to formation, I'm okay with it. I'm surprised that you've picked Ziyech again after the last match.
I think
Lukaku. Hold on, Pod. Lukaku and Havertz. I can see why you've done that. Try to build chemistry. I think I would play Timo Werner, Havertz, or Timo Werner, Lukaku. But Havertz and Lukaku, I'm a little bit hesitant about that. Mason Mount, why not give him another shot? No problem there. All right, take it away, Pod. Give me your explanation, mate.
Okay, I think I messed up on the thing. I meant to put Mount instead of Ziyech in the lineup, and the formation I actually picked was more of 4-2-4. Yeah,
4-2-4.
Yes, so almost like a diamond at the top. So that would be Lukaku centrally, Werner slightly to the left, Havertz slightly to the right, and then Mount just behind them, almost like a number 10. Yeah. So so you can also call it a 4-5-1 or whatever. But the reason I picked this formation was because I looked at Brighton's injury situation, and they don't have Bissouma tomorrow, and they don't have Lallana, so pretty much their first choice midfield is out. So two of the players that gave us a lot of trouble in the.
I didn't check, but is Lewis Dunk back?
I'm not sure, but it was just the midfield that I saw, because I saw Bissouma, who was probably the best player at the Bridge. He's out, and so is Lallana, I think. So I felt more comfortable to go with a more attacking formation, because I think that would be their weakness, and if we're going to exploit that space between the strikers and the midfield, which has been vacant the last couple of games, or usually when we played this 3-4-3 formation, like the space between the striker or the link up between the midfield has been almost non-existent. So that's the reason I went with this formation. Especially in this game, because of obviously Lamptey will probably be one of their biggest threats going down, and nobody's looking forward to Alonso playing him on the left. I would want Alonso to pretty much stay back the whole game and not go forward at all. So he's giving him 20 yards. He's 20 yards in front of him. So every time he runs, there's no space. So Azpilicueta would be the only fullback going forward for me, pretty much in this game. What I was hoping from this formation as well would be to get as many people in the box as possible, because a lot of times when I see crosses coming in, it's literally one person, and it just makes no sense to me, So I want a situation where if a player has it on the left or has it on the right, he has at least three players to aim for in the box, And also I expect them to play with a high line, which is why Werner is playing. Kai is playing for his link-up play, and I feel like him and Lukaku, just because of their physical attributes, they don't really need to play well. They can score goals just off of physicality alone. So that's why I've gone for those two up front.
All right, sweet. Cheers, Pod. I see a lot of good in that lineup. and the potential to change and to morph it into other systems is also there. So
Yeah.
would you be surprised to see it? Would you be surprised to see it? Ricardo, thank you for your comment. Much respect, much love for you to you for this comment. In respect to a combined lineup, we could do it, but I'd rather get an insight to how people are seeing the different options we have in our formations rather than the combined aspect. The combined aspect I would tend to do if I was to bring on a fan from the opposing team and try to brainstorm with them. So it is something I could do and probably would look into. So thank you for your comment, much appreciated. And as Jorge says, let's smash that like button. Let's smash that like button. Okay, I hope you're doing well, my brother. I hope you are doing well, my brother. Saint Jonathan, good evening to you, my brother. All right, let's just have a look at the likes. Where are we on likes? 52. All right, we've got 100 people on the stream. If we guys can push it to 100, I would very much appreciate it. All right, let's have a look at the next lineup. Who do we have on the list? I've got Eric Blue on the list. And then we've got Max. So let's have a look at Eric Blue's lineup. Eric Blue. All right. Very similar. Very similar. I think you and Podfather have been talking backstage or something because your lineups are very similar. Eric Blue is going with a 4-2-2-2 formation again. Eric Blue, you've got Christensen in the side. I don't think he's available, mate. I think Christensen is not available.
Okay, sorry, you're introducing it.
I think he might not be available. In respect to the to Mount on the right, Callum, I can see why you've done that. Good lineup. Malang Sarr playing as a left back. All right, let me hear it, Eric. Let me hear your thoughts.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I did it before watching the press conference, so I didn't know if Christensen would be out or not. So let's just assume that's Silva, right? Even though it's probably a worry that Silva has to keep playing because Christensen isn't available. But Dave there, I wouldn't have put Aspi there if it was up to me, but there's nobody else, so he just has to be there. On the left, I don't want to see Alonso as a left back. I don't want to say it because I'm concerned. He's not a left back. He's supposed to be a wing back, but even in a position that is his position, he hasn't been very good. So I prefer to see Sarr there. Probably won't see him there. Hopefully we do. The midfield is, I think it's obvious. I don't think Jorginho will be back for this game, and I don't think we need him for a match like this. Maybe he can come in later, I don't know, but obviously we have Mount and Callum. I think Mount can drop back to help the defense. He can
Eric, I want to ask you, why have you gone for Callum rather than Timo? I mean, what's your thinking behind this? I just want to know your reasoning.
Well, Callum, I know he hasn't been playing too much recently. I think he started against Tottenham in the League Cup. But I think Callum is in form right now. He's in better form than Timo. And if he was on the pitch, I think he would give us more than Timo. That's just my personal opinion. In terms of Havertz and Lukaku together, I know they don't really have any chemistry together, but, we may as well start to see it, right? Hopefully we actually see something there because I think if these two players can develop some kind of chemistry, I think they are a very good fit. They can work well together. I think Timo and Lukaku, I'm not sure how that should work. I just don't, I don't agree with that, the idea that partnership can work. So hopefully this is the partnership going forward. Havertz and Lukaku. If we play a front three, maybe Mount can be there as well. So that's it.
All right. I see it. All right, let's have a look at the next one. Let's have a look at the next one. Who do we have? Max Burton. All right. Deja vu. Max Burton has gone with the 4-2-2-2 formation. I had a feeling we're going to see this formation a lot today. I had a feeling. Alonso as a left back rather than Malang Sarr. We've got Ziyech and Mount just behind the attackers. Kova and Kante, Havertz and Lukaku. All right, Max, let me hear it, mate. Why this formation? Why this lineup?
This isn't my lineup, is it?
That is your lineup, yeah.
No, is that Ziyech?
Yeah, this is your lineup.
No, that's not mine.
It is.
I went for a 4-3-3.
No, this is the lineup that I've got. Unless, actually, you know what? This is the lineup that we had last week. So maybe you didn't save it and you just sent it as it. I don't know. Yeah, this is the lineup I have. Do you want to post it again, Max, and we'll look at it again?
Yeah, because I'm sure that's not what I posted. I went for a 4-3-3.
Okay.
Formation.
I'm gonna go to who's the next. I think I've got Showtime here. I'm gonna go to Showtime while you post yours. And I've also got Josh Blue to come. Josh B. So we'll go to Showtime next. Let me just open it up. Showtime. All right, Showtime is similar to Boogeyman's way of thinking.
They made a big mistake with putting Mendy at the keeper.
Yeah. Guys, just pretend this is Kepa. Just pretend this is Kepa. So we've got Malang Sarr. It's a 3-4-3. Malang Sarr, Thiago Silva, Rudiger in defense. You got interesting. Callum and Pulisic on the left, Mount and Aspi on the right. Saul Niguez in the centre with Kovačić and Havertz the striker. All right, Showtime. Let me hear your explanation for this lineup, mate.
The back three is given. I mean, Saw
Sure.
form. I prefer. I like Rudiger on the right, even though that's not his best side. I just feel like playing Aspi on the right, the wing spot is gonna be. It's just an assurance, or when we want to drop back into a 5. I think it's possible to do so. And then I feel like Pulisic will put a stop to Lamptey using his speed, because Pulisic and Lamptey can run pace for pace. I think that he may not be great defensively, but he'll also be able to keep up with Lamptey. And then Sarr there to cover him if he needs an assistance. With Callum and Mount, I think they can always switch with the flow. I think Callum can play on the right and Mount is on coming on the left. It depends on what form Mount is in, because lately he's been poor. I think Saul Nunez is a better Jorginho. That's why I put him in there. I think Jorginho is a little banged up, so I feel like he needs a little more time to heal. And I think Saul just gives us that extra if we want to play like a pace game, or if you want to check left, right.
It's a rotational choice, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's well rested. I'd rather play Saul, who's 100% or 120% than Jorginho, who's 80% and going to give us crap. I'd rather just play Saul there.
Kante?
I think Kante needs the rest. I think we'll use him for the weekend. It's too quick of a turnaround for Kante. I think rushing him. I need Tuchel is the only manager, I've said this before, that is managing Kante's health or his fitness way better than our previous managers. I think he knows that rushing Kante back in the 2-day span is a bit too much for Kante because of his workload. But this formation gives us a little bit. I mean, we have a lot of drivers. I think Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi will attack one-on-one. I think Mount, on the other hand, depending on Mount's form, it depends on Mount's form. Mount, he sometimes wants to drive or sometimes just wants to cross. I feel like with Havertz playing up top, I think it gives us a better situation going forward. I think Lukaku is all up in his head, like you said previously. So I think Havertz knows that he's coming in to just score goals, and I think we'll get probably 2 goals out of Havertz.
All right, sounds good. I'm interested in your selection of Pulisic and Callum on the left hand side. Do you think it's overdoing it or not?
I mean, they're both good with their left. I mean, they're both strong with their left. I mean, I would, like I said, Hudson-Odoi and Mount can switch. I don't mind him switching throughout the game, but I feel like Hudson-Odoi gives us the best when he's attacking with his left. And then Pulisic, on the other hand, he's been playing wing back right, and he could also play left for us. And he's good on his left. His strongest foot is his left for me. So I'd rather play him on where his strong foot is and give Lamptey the pace. I can't put Alonso there because he's slow. And I feel like if our wing back to stay up high, that will limit Lamptey from driving at us,
All right, interesting. I'm going to go to Josh B's lineup. I think Max is still working on his. So Max is submitted. I'll come back to Max. I'll go to Josh B, and then we'll come back to Max. Has Josh B submitted? I don't think he has. No, you haven't, Josh. Josh hasn't submitted. All right, so we'll go to Max Burton. Yeah, Max, it's the old one. It's the old lineup. That is the old lineup, Max. That's the old lineup, Max. It's not the new one. All right, so these are the lineups that have been submitted. Let's have a look at what we can do. All right. Give me a second, lads. I'll just load up the screen.
I think Max submitted his in the chat. I don't know if you clicked on it.
In the chat?
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Let's have a look. All right, yeah, you're right. Here we go. Yeah, because the one in the group was the old one. All right, Max has gone for a.
No, that was the same one. Incidentally, I'm not sure what went on.
Was it okay? Because in the group it comes on different. Here I have it, and it's a 4-3-3 formation. So Max is going with a 4-3-3 formation. A very good formation, a very good lineup, to be fair. I'm guessing, Max, you got Kante and Mount playing in the 8 wall while Kovačić is playing in the 6 wall. Is that how you're doing it?
Or it can be.
Or Kante in the 6.
I think.
Yeah.
Swap it around.
All right, Max, take it away, mate. Take it away.
Yeah, my reasons behind. Obviously, I totally forgot about Bissouma, although I've seen him in the AFCON. Yeah, because I was looking at the game we played a couple of weeks ago where they absolutely bullied us in midfield. So I wanted an extra body in the midfield. And the reason I didn't have Jorginho in there was because they kind of targeted him. Even though Bissouma's not playing, he's a big part of the way that they play. I still think they are, the way that Potter gets them to play high pressing, and they don't give you any room to build from the back. So having Jorginho in there, I think, again, they will target him and not allow him to settle on the ball. So I just wanted a bit more energy in the midfield, and these 3 midfielders give us energy, and hopefully they can move the ball a bit quicker. And the back 4 speaks for itself, really, unfortunately, because those are the only 4. Unless, as I said, the only one is with Malang Sarr who can come in, maybe. But, we're down to 5 better defenders, so it's just a case of picking 4 from those 5. The reason I've gone for those 3 up front, I think Werner does work well with Lukaku. He gives them a bit more build room. I was beginning to see better signs between Havertz and Lukaku. I don't think Ziyech and Pulisic work with Lukaku. I don't think the chemistry is right. Every time I've seen them, it's just the wrong chemistry. So I just wanted to try this and see whether they can get a better chemistry going between those three. I did, as I said before, the injury or what happened, where they did try Lukaku and Werner before, and I think that had he persevered with that, then we may, see some good chemistry in that front line. So I just want him to, try these two, and if it works, I just think we should stick with it for a few games, because all the chopping and changing for me, it's not good. Because if you look at the likes of Liverpool and other teams, they know each other's game, each other's movement and things. With us, one of the reasons why we're not scoring enough goals is because nobody's allowed to build that particular chemistry in the front three.
Yeah. Sorry, Max. Ricardo, we do that. We will be doing that next. We will be doing this next. This is the one that we'll be doing after we completed the panels 11. We will do a combined 11 with the panel. That is the one we're going to be doing next. Max, what came across to me when I saw this lineup for the first time is it reminded me of Frank Lampard's lineups, because the last time I actually think Kai Havertz played in that position was under Lampard, correct? Because he used to play as a right winger under Lampard a couple of times. So
he's done that for Leverkusen as well on occasion.
With Giroud in the centre, Tammy in the centre, we used to see Havertz occupy that position. I would be keen to see this as an option. Havertz does provide a more attacking threat, a more potent threat. He's a good dribbler. He's a good finisher. He's more concise. So having him there instead of Ziyech, instead of maybe Pulisic, why not try it? Why not give it a go? JJ saying Max 100% right about the front three, and the chemistry there is none. There is none.
Yeah, because I said we need to build chemistry.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, because
especially Havertz and Lukaku, it's lacking, but building it is the key. Building it is the key. Shark Goal TV is saying Lamptey. Yeah, Lamptey is definitely a good player that we should not have allowed to move on so easily. But it is what it is. It is what it is. There's no more lineups. Let me just have a quick check, see if anyone has sent in another lineup. I don't think there is any more lineups. Interestingly, MDT sent one, but decided not to come to the stream. I don't know. All right, let's go. We're gonna do our own lineup here. I've gone for the 4-2-2-2 formation, because this is what most of you guys have chosen. Does anybody want to change this? If I get a consensus to change the formation, I will. What do you guys want to do? 4-2-2-2? Or do you want to go for a 3 at the back, a 4-3-3 formation? What do you guys want to see? Let me hear it.
Me personally, I think it's a good formation, Mo, but Tuchel, he always goes for the 3-4-3.
3-4-3. All right.
Bread and butter. That's our bread and butter.
Yeah.
But
So
that's what I've done anyway. But you didn't get it. But anyway, I don't know what the rest say. But.
All right. I'll ask each one. So Nick is going for a 3-4-3. Short time.
3-4.
3-4-3. All right. Podfather. What formation do you want to see? Okay, Podfather might not be here for now. Eric Blue?
Yeah, he said he went on a call, remember?
Yeah, it's been a long call. I might be talking to his missus, I don't know. Eric, what formation?
4-2-2.
4-2-2, all right. Boogeyman, are you back? Boogie is not back yet. Max, 4-3-3, I guess, right?
I'll just go to consensus. Most people put 4-2-2, so I don't mind going with that one.
That's the thing. Right now, I've got 3 votes for 3-4-3, 2 votes for. 2 votes for 3-4-3. Nick and the Showtime, Max and Eric 4-2-2-2. Podfather and Boogeyman are absent. I'll decide this by going with the 4-2-2-2. All right, who are we gonna defense? You guys agree with this, or do you want to see Malik Saw playing in the left back? So Nick, Malik Saw or
I
Alonso?
did put Malik Saw in the free, so I will go with Malik Saw. Yes,
Malik Saw. All right. Showtime. Would you keep Alonso or would you go for Malik Saw?
I'm definitely dropping Alonso.
So Malik Saw.
Yes.
Okay, Eric.
It has to be Malik Saw for me.
Malik Saw. All right, Max.
You know what? The pace of Lamptey frightens me going up against Alonso. So Malik Saw.
All right. So we've got Malik Saw. All right. Now, our 2 holding midfielders. Georgie cover, Georgie Kante cover. Let's go Max first. Max, who would you have?
For the reason I explained earlier, I'm going Kante cover.
Kante cover. All right. Eric?
Kante and cover.
Kante cover. Showtime?
I'm worried about Kante's form. I can't see him go down, so I'll probably go with. I don't want to say it, but I'll go with Georgie and Kova. So.
Georgie and cover. All right. Nick?
Yeah, I had Kova and Jorginho, so I'll stick to them too because Kante, is going to play Sunday. So I don't think we're going to want to use him too much. It's only Brighton. I know they're playing good, but it's only Brighton by theory we should be beating them easy. So it has to be Jorginho to come back in with Kova.
Okay, I'm going to be the deciding vote, and I'm going to agree with you guys. So it's going to be Kova and Georgie for me, purely for the fact that I want to see Kante start against Spurs. So that's my reasoning. All right. Okay, now in the attacking roles, the 2 attackers behind the strikers, we'll go with Nick first.
Yeah, I had Callum and
on the left.
Yeah,
Callum on the left, Pulisic on the right.
Yes, yeah, that's
Callum
why.
and Pulisic. All right.
Ziyech is on form. We can't put Ziyech in, so
Sure.
he has to be limited for me.
All right, Callum, Pulisic. Showtime.
I'll say Callum, and just for the heck of it, Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah, you can say that. I don't think
interesting.
we will do that though, Tuchel.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're playing Ruben on the left, right?
No, I'm playing Callum. I'm playing Callum on the left for sure, and I'm playing Ruben.
And Ruben on the right.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Eric.
On the left, I'll go with Callum, and I'll go with Mount on the right.
Okay. Max.
Left Werner, Mount on the right.
All right. The right is going to be. Everyone has chosen someone different on the right.
No, Mount. Myself and Eric chose Mount. So
you both okay? All right, then I'll do it. And then we got Callum on the on here because. All right. Interesting. Okay. Up front, Max, you go first.
Lukaku and Havertz.
Eric?
Havertz on the left, Lukaku on the right.
Yep. Showtime?
Lukaku and Havertz for sure.
All right. Nick Blue? Nick? Oh, I'm losing panelists, man. They drop like flies. All right, Havertz.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Did you hear me? No. I mic myself. Yeah, Havertz and Lukaku.
Havertz and Lukaku. All right,
Yeah.
sweet.
I was just saying
All
I
right.
put Pulisic instead of Mount because Mount was off form and he hasn't showed us he's going to come back on form very soon. So I'd like to see him come off the bench if things don't go well. Yeah.
But Pulisic is off form as well, though. Don't you think, Nick?
Yeah, I think Mount was more off form than in the last few games. He's been really off form. So yeah, it's not very far to be Pulisic, but I think Mount was worse. I think that's why I went for Pulisic.
I think Pulisic is more of a selfish player. I think he won't be able to feed Havertz or Lukaku. That's why I would go with Mount because he passes the ball more, and he knows that he gives the ball to the two men.
He needs to improve though. His crosses have been terrible lately. Not getting the balls correctly in.
That's the problem.
That's what even the corners is. He's been very poor. That's why I have Pulisic.
I just think Tuchel just needs to sit him down and talk to him, give him a stern talk.
I hope he does.
I think it's since his injury, since he's come back from that injury, he's been trying to do too much. Before his injury, he was making the right decisions, but I just think he's taken that one dribble too much or shooting and he shouldn't be.
Another thing,
very selfish. Yeah.
Another thing, if he keeps him on the bench, and he might make him come on and really show if we're losing or something, and he can change the game. That will bring him back to the last year amount.
I think him on the bench, because if you noticed him I don't know if you watched the game in the stands or on television, but when they showed him out on the bench, he looks like he was enjoying himself sitting on the bench. I just feel like he's not, when he's on the bench, he's even more away from the game than he is when he's playing.
Yeah, you can say that as well. It's very hard with him because, we want to see the Mount we saw last year. We haven't been seeing it lately.
Yeah,
that's the only problem.
It's probably burnout as well because remember last year he played a lot of games for us and England. Gareth Southgate didn't even drop him for England. He played so many games.
I don't mind either Pulisic or Mount. But, one is on the bench. If the other one doesn't perform, the other can come on either way. And let's see what Tuchel will do. Yeah.
All right. This is the lineup that the Blue Lounge is predicting. Kepa in goal. Rudiger, Silva in midfield. In defense with Manning, Saw and Azpilicueta as the right backs and left back. Jorginho, Kovačić in the holding midfield position with Mount and Callum on the wings, Havertz and Lukaku up front. This formation will give us also the ability to change, i.e. 4-3-3, 4-5. 4-2-3-1. It gives us a lot of options. I mean, I think one of the ways this formation could be implemented quite easily would be in let me find it. Where is it? In this formation with us playing it like this quite easily. And this would be the go-to formation for Lampard. But that is what we hope to see tomorrow: a hybrid or a variation of multiple formations, as Tuchel will attempt to beat Brighton tomorrow. All right, guys, we're not talking about AFTV. We're talking about Chelsea Brighton. So. Leave that topic out of the chat. There's no need to talk about it. It's nothing to do with us. I want to move to the final story. The story in respect to Eden Hazard. And this is a story that we've addressed pretty much since day one. when he left Chelsea and he went to Real Madrid. A lot of us did not want to see him go. A lot of us wanted to see Eden Hazard continue his career at Chelsea, but we also knew that Eden Hazard had a dream, and that was to play for Real Madrid. It was his childhood dream, especially with Zidane being there. It was something that he wanted to do, and it would have been wrong for us, the fans and the club, to stand in his way, especially after all that he has contributed to the club in the time that he's been here. So he went, and he did not have the best of times at Real Madrid. You all know the story. You all know what took place with him, with his injuries, with his dip in form, with a whole bunch of reasons why he was not able to perform. And it looks like morale has been hit quite heavily. His morale has been hit quite heavily because of his demeanour, his body language. It shows that Eden Hazard is not the Eden Hazard that we knew as Chelsea fans. He always had a smile on his face. He was always trying to keep everyone happy and active and joking, and he was a very socially driven guy, and he was doing it in the right way with keeping the team spirit high. We don't see that in Real Madrid. We see him being unhappy, uncomfortable, and Real Madrid won a trophy, a cup, and pictures were taken celebrating that trophy, and his face, his body language, he was uncomfortable, he was unhappy. The talk is that Real Madrid are keen to have him depart, and they are looking for for clubs that are interested. The question I want to ask you guys: should Chelsea be one of those clubs that wants to bring in Hazard? Be interested? Should we attempt to rescue Eden Hazard from his predicament at Real Madrid? I know that. Sorry, can you guys put yourselves on mute? I'm not sure who's on whose mic I'm hearing. I know that we've talked in the past. I've said this on my streams in the past. His legacy is a great one for Chelsea. If he was to come back, would it tarnish that legacy? I don't want to be. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see Eden Hazard being trolled by some of our fan base because he has a couple of bad games, or because he is unable to perform like he did. And lads, keep in mind, he needs surgery. He needs surgery, and that surgery has been postponed by Real Madrid because they don't want to have him out of the squad. They don't want to have him unavailable. They don't want to have him unavailable to be transferred, to be sold. So they are delaying the surgery. So Chelsea, if we do bring him, we are probably going to have to, help him in more ways than one. Not just in his career, but also in his health and his fitness and his injuries, and get him back on his feet. So should we do that? Should Chelsea do that? Would it benefit us, or would it be more to him? Would it benefit him more? Now, me personally, I have a lot of time for Eden Hazard. I have a lot of love for Eden Hazard, and I don't mind seeing us. Actually, I don't mind. I encourage our club to help players who have given so much to our club, like Eden Hazard. Would he add value to our attack coming in? I would say yes. I would say Eden Hazard is probably a better finisher than all of the current attackers at Chelsea. He is a better finisher. He is a better chance creator than all our attackers at Chelsea. And I'm not talking about Eden Hazard back in the day, because no arguments about Eden Hazard back in the day. No, I'm talking about Eden Hazard today, with his dip in form, with his frustrated demeanour, unhappy demeanour. If he was at Chelsea, I would say he would be better than anyone we currently have in respect to those attributes. Would he be able to play 90 minutes? Would he be able to play a full season? Would he? I don't know. Probably not. But he would definitely add something. Therefore, if Chelsea is able to sign him for a fee that is not extortionate, if Chelsea are able to get him on a contract which is not to the same level that he is currently getting at Real Madrid or that he was getting at Chelsea, I would say let's do it. I think if we were to pay him, Eden Hazard, the same type of contract that we're paying currently to a loanee, Saul Niguez, I wouldn't have a problem with that. 200,000 a week, I would have a problem with that. Would he go for that? I mean, that would be like cutting his wages in half. I don't know, but I think Eden Hazard right now doesn't have a career at Real Madrid, and coming back to Chelsea, I think he would have a few more years at top flight football, at a club that loves him and would support him. So, should we do this? I want to give you all an opportunity to give me your thoughts on this story. And I know we're not all going to agree. I know we're all, people are going to have different points of view, but I'd like to get some feedback and I'd like to discuss this. So,
can I start with this one, Mo?
Go ahead, Nick. Let me hear it, Nick.
Yeah. I agree with what you said, nearly everything. I think it'd be a great idea to bring him back. He deserves a chance, with us because what he gave to us. He gave us a lot. Single-handedly, he won us the European Cup, the European League. And he deserves it. We have to bring him back, get him fit, give him the operation. And even if he can't play every, full games, just having him on the bench and with Lukaku, it could change Lukaku's future if he comes back, because they do love each other and they play together, really well. I think it could be the man to make Lukaku be the guy we all wanted him to be. And we're not going to lose much, even if he comes on and has a bad game. I don't think most fans won't give him stick because what's he done? He's a great legend. It's like when we brought back Drogba. He wasn't great all the time, but when he came off that bench and scored sometimes, he was beautiful. I think the same with Hazard. I think we have to bring him back for sure.
All right. Anybody else wants to jump in on this?
Yeah. Okay. The romantic side of me says, yeah, bring this guy back because he was a superstar for us. And may that be a lesson for Rudiger as well. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Real Madrid may be a dream, but it turned into a nightmare for him. And that's the first time I've seen someone who's won a trophy who looked like they had lost a trophy. His demeanour was.
Max, do you remember? Do you remember the interview that they gave Rudiger and Hazard when the talks was about Hazard going to Real Madrid and Rudiger was asking him to stay, and he said to him, "If you play like this every week, I might consider staying." And now it's switched. Now Rudiger is the one potentially going to Real Madrid, and Eden Hazard potentially is the one coming to Chelsea. So it's interesting how things pan out.
Yeah. But as you said, I agree with a lot of what you said earlier, Mo, in that even a half-fit Hazard, he's still got the class and he can still do something in our team. He can still offer us goals. He can offer us dribbling and everything. Okay, he's been injured for a bit. But I think sometimes with injuries, if you're not in a happy place, sometimes it's in the mind as well for you to get fit. If you're in somewhere comfortable with someone where people trust you, people love you, it gives you that motivation to work harder and getting fit. And if you look at Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale was on the golf course for about 3 seasons at Real Madrid, out of the side. Came back to Tottenham. Okay, some people may not say he's a success, but you saw some glimpses of class with him. Once he got fit, obviously it took him a while because he hadn't played for ages, but he showed his class because that's what class players do. You know, he got some big goals for them. And I think, okay, with Hazard, straight off, he may not come hit the ground running, but if we can get him back into that happy place, then he can get back to the way he was. You know, I know a lot of people may think he's finished or whatever, but you know, it can be resurrected, as I said, by him being somewhere where he's comfortable, and it may reignite Lukaku as well because they're good friends on and off the pitch, and they've got that relationship going with the Belgium national side as well. So I spoke about chemistry earlier, and if you get those two operating, that'd be fine. My only concern would be his off the ball work. Maybe that's where the reservation of Tuchel, because the pressing game, you know, that he doesn't really like to press. I know he frustrated Sarri a lot with his individualistic style. But you know what? This side, since Sarri, even since the Conte days, there's very sort of rigid tactics. I'm not saying, what's his name's a good tactician, you know, and he organises the side well, Tuchel. But sometimes you just need that little bit of individuality, that little bit of difference. Just like I mentioned with De Bruyne, and we've got no one who can just give us that something out of the ordinary when we're lacking it, when we're lacking a bit of inspiration. And this is something that Hazard can do, you know. And there's no point in people saying, oh, but he's finished or whatever. We don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. If he comes back, we may see a rejuvenated and motivated Eden Hazard.
See,
And
I agree. I actually agree with what you're saying with the individuality. I think he has superb individuality. We have individuality on our team now, but they're not superb. They're pitch poor and they don't score goals. So I think I definitely agree with you on that. I think that's one key factor into bringing the GOAT, as we call him, Eden Hazard, back. You know.
Yeah, guys, in the chat, I have put in a poll asking you to be for or against the return of Eden Hazard. So do us a favor and answer the poll for us, please. I'll try to get as much votes in as possible. I'm seeing the majority of comments in the chat are against him coming back. Most of you who are commenting are saying that you don't want to see him come back. So it's interesting because you know, there are two sides to this debate. But yeah, please let me know in the chat and also in the poll. Go ahead, Boogeyman. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think the main question is, does Hazard want to come back to Chelsea? If that's the case, he still have the power in his hand. If he's really, really miserable like he showed in those pictures, he can just come back. Doesn't on a cheap, probably. Like, I don't know how bad it will be for Hazard to cancel the contract and just say, I can. Chelsea can pay you guys 40 million, and I will come to Chelsea and play for whatever 50,000 a week. If he's that miserable, he can just do something drastically and just move on, right? But probably he still want to keep that wage, and so I don't have any, how do you say this? I think he deserves whatever is happening to him, and if he wants to stop it, he just have to cancel everything and move back to Chelsea. If he's not doing it, it's not for us Chelsea fan to beg him to come back, because at this point, I don't know what I'm getting by Hazard coming back to Chelsea.
All right. Lads in the chat, I will be giving you an opportunity to come on the stream and give me your thoughts on the Hazard story in about 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes, I will open the lines and I will allow you guys to jump on and give me your thoughts. Before I let Eric Blue give me his position on this, I want to say this. I don't want to see Hazard back at Chelsea purely for the sentimental aspect because he is one of our greats and whatnot. No. I actually believe he has something to add. I actually believe him coming to the club, he will be able to add something to our squad, to our team. And I think it will be both on and off the pitch. I think sometimes having a character like Eden Hazard within that dressing room could change things a lot. And maybe, and I might be pushing it a little bit, but maybe he will be the answer to Romelu Lukaku's clicking and gelling and being more chemistry viable player within the squad, because Eden Hazard and Romelu Lukaku have a very good relationship. Being both being in the Belgian national team. So I think there are a lot of aspects. Some of them are on the pitch, some of them are off the pitch, and I think he has a lot to add. The only factor for me is his price and his wages. We will need to bring him in at a fee and at a salary that is not outside of our range and our scope when it comes to salaries. Eric, let me get your feedback.
Yeah, firstly, I think that the fact that we are considering Hazard to come back, despite all the issues he's been having, says a lot about our team offensively.
Good.
It's very sad that we are thinking that somebody who has been struggling so much, who has low self-esteem, and he's just not the player he used to be, would still be an upgrade on what we have right now. But like you were saying, the money has to be good for Chelsea. It shouldn't be a situation where we're doing him a favor. I just can't accept that. And the club historically just don't do that. They don't do players favors, as far as I'm aware. So he would need to have some real value. It would need the investment would need to pay off in that sense. He would need to come in and have enough of an impact for the trouble, because Chelsea signs him and then Chelsea has to pay for his surgery, right? Chelsea has to make sure that his self-esteem goes up, try to make him as confident as possible, as comfortable as possible, and then he has to and then the fans, what do the fans expect? If the fans expect the Hazard are left, then no matter what he does, they'll probably criticize him, and you'll see the memes on Twitter, and that won't help his self-esteem. So
Eric, I just want to talk to you for 1 second. What you're saying right now and what I'm reading in the chat right now, you would think that is the consensus. However, the people who are not speaking in the chat and voting are saying something totally different, because right now I'm looking at the votes. 70% saying yes, we should bring him back, and 30% are saying no. So people vote. Let me get more of a sample in the
28 votes.
28 votes. So we got 80 people in the chat. So let's get more people voting. It's a click. Just click it. I'm not going to gain nothing by it. It's just going to click it. And I want to know. I want to know what you guys think.
Eric
Should we bring him back or not?
What Eric said is so important. I remember that when Hazard was leaving, we all said the number 10 shirt should go to Hudson-Odoi, and then Pulisic took it, and none of them, after 2 years or 3 years after Hazard has left, none of them seem to have any impact on making that position his, which is really, really sad for the amount of confidence we found had in Cho and Pulisic, that they're not.
Yeah, that's a great point, really, because as I said, no one would be
Willian
talking
took
about
the shirt
Hazard.
after. It wasn't really Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi that took it. It was Willian that took it, and from Willian, one of those people took it. So it's not really
that's true.
down.
But
We have to look at the
you're right.
situation from a financial aspect from it. The revenue that comes from us bringing back Eden Hazard would probably be paying his salary for a year. He can bring that's that money
I'm not
that
sure.
generate. I
You
think
have
so.
you have no idea what the financial involvement is. So
Yeah, look.
The media outlets, what it would do financially, jersey sales, all this other, would bring in enough revenue to pay his salary for a year. It's not.
I'm going to ask.
Worldwide.
I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to ask this question. How many people would buy a Chelsea shirt with Eden Hazard on the back? Should he come back? I would definitely buy one.
I'll buy two. For me and my brother.
I buy.
How many
Chelsea
shirts do you have right now?
Who? Me?
Showtime.
I only have two, and they're both N'Golo Kantes because I don't see anybody else that lives up to the superstar that they are, except for NG. Hazard coming back means a lot more, and a lot more to me than it does for me buying a Christensen jersey or a Lukaku jersey.
Yeah, let me just finish my point because I didn't finish.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to finish your point. I mean.
Max also want to say something at one point, but anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm joking, Eric. Yeah, go ahead. I just want to say one thing regarding personalized shirts. I've got so many Chelsea shirts. I don't remember exactly the number, but I've got a few. The only one that I have got personalized is number 22. Do you all know who is that one?
Face reveal.
Nick Blue, my man. I wish more of you guys would do that, man. Nick,
he's out. That too much data.
It was my mistake. Yeah. He clicked it by mistake.
I think that's too much data. Anyways, 22. Who is that? William?
Nah, man. Yeah. Hakim Ziyech.
Well, I think it was. Was it William before?
I think it was.
It was.
William.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Did Pulisic have it for I don't know. Pulisic had it.
Yeah, Pulisic had it before he took 10.
I think so.
Okay, I don't know what you guys think, but I think that the number 10 shirt should have been retired when Hazard left.
This ain't NBA or American.
We can't. We can't retire number 10. We can't retire 1 to 11. 1 to 11. We can't retire.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Otherwise, we'd have retired number 8 for Frank Lampard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll try this. I'll see if it stays on this week. You know.
No worries.
Beautiful, man. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
You look good, man. You look good.
Now, no one on this panel will cut you when you're talking now, because before we don't. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. The Hazard thing. I think it would be a great idea. Like I said, it could be what we need right now, just to spark Lukaku off, and to have him in the dressing room. Imagine having Hazard, speaking to these young players and getting them going. Be something like Drogba used to do when he come back. He was doing the same thing, and he got that team fired up, and we won the league that when he come back, didn't we?
But then I have a question. Hazard is known to be a good professional when it comes to his physical conditioning. He doesn't spend that much time at the gym. So for having a lot of young players around who need to have some discipline, Hazard is not that disciplined. So I'm not sure. He may help Lukaku, but what happened to the youngsters?
Yeah, but on the pitch, Boogie, on the training pitch, he will have big influence. I'm telling you. It's not just, talking and stuff. But, he will show them on the pitch. He's a lot older now as well. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he can have a big thing with us.
So bring it back.
Yeah. And the other thing is, don't forget, Roman Abramovic, he really wants him. He loves Hazard, and he wants him back. So it's going to come down to that. If Roman wants him, doesn't matter what anyone says, he's coming. And Hazard doesn't want to go to any other club. He said there's a lot of clubs looking for him, but he only wants to come to Chelsea. He doesn't want to go nowhere. I think, he's realised the mistake he made to go to Real Madrid, and he wants to have a chance to to get it back again. And no, there's nowhere else where he wants to be right now. He's Chelsea, and that's obvious. So I don't understand all these fans, he won't be the same.
Hold on, guys.
Can I make this last point? Because I got to shoot.
Hold on, guys.
Go on, yeah.
Go on, quickly, Max, quickly.
Yeah, I got to shoot. What I'm saying is we'll get a lot of our fan base back as well, because one thing, remember when we were in the Champions League, some people actually wanted Real Madrid to beat us, some so-called Chelsea fans, because they said we've won a Champions League, Eden Hazard hasn't yet. So, our Twitter following would go up by about 1 million if Hazard was to come back as well. Anyway, on that note, sorry guys, I got to shoot.
Take care, Max.
Tomorrow. So take care, guys. Take care. See you later.
Cheers, Max. Thank you. Have a good one, Max. Thanks for being on. All right, listen. Lines are now open. We are taking calls. So if you want to come on the stream and let me know why we should or we shouldn't bring Eden Hazard back, I would love to hear it. So lines are open. Link is pinned. I have Chris here already. So let me give Chris a chance. Chris, welcome to the stream. Give me your thoughts on this, mate.
How is everybody doing? Firstly, how is everyone? Good,
Chris.
Yeah,
welcome.
hello, the London Blue.
Good. This whole Hazard thing, right? Look, we all love Hazard. Like when he was at Chelsea, he was the best player in the Premier League when he was at Chelsea, and he was great. But that was then. We need to look at now. Now he's not the same player. If it's for sentimental reasons, then we might as well bring back Essien and Ivanovic. They're still playing. Bring them back for sentimental reasons. We need to be realistic. And he's not the same Eden Hazard. He's just not. So I just don't see the point. I mean, he's on, 400 grand a week at Madrid. So if he does come back, he's going to be half in the wages. So, but I don't see the point in that. Why not put that 200 grand that you're going to be paying Hazard towards Rudiger's contract? Extend that contract, So, yeah, I just don't see it. I mean, love Hazard. We all love Hazard. But, I don't really see the point, to be honest.
I agree.
Sure. Boogie, you want to respond?
Yeah. If you forget the financial involvement or whatever the financial implications, I should say, if you forget that, do you think the wingers we have, or let's just call them the wingers we have, any of them is better than Hazard right now? Like,
No.
even what do you like? Or 70% of the Hazard we know.
Yeah, I do, because Hazard's not the same player. And I know injuries have obviously ruined his career. Really, he went to Madrid to achieve big things, and let's just admit it. If injuries didn't play a part, Hazard would be one of the best players in the world still. But we need to be realistic. Injuries have ruined him. So, no, I mean we've got pathetic players at the moment anyway up front. That can't want to go to Inter Milan. So I don't see why we want to bring a player that's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Look, we all love him, but I just think we need to be realistic, and it's just I don't see how it's that goal against Arsenal, great, the goal against Liverpool's what he scored, and the Premier League titles he won, the Europa League that he won with us in his last season before he went to the performance he had in his last season. You know what I mean? He wanted to leave, and then he stayed, stuck in, and then left to Madrid on the good wishes. I don't want him to come back, and the good memories we have are overshadowed by him coming back and not performing, and fans jump on his back and saying, Hazard, why are you coming back? You're terrible.
London is blue. Can I ask you just something?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, what you were saying before, why should we have him back? When his form was so great and everything. Yeah, but don't forget, he's going to come back, and be on the. He won't be in the, playing every single game. He's going to be like a bench player. He's not young anymore. But when he comes on, he can show us something. And I'm sure that the majority of Chelsea fans, they will love him back, even on the bench. It'd be great to see.
Well, the poll says that. The poll, I think, was it Kazim? I think the poll's like 80% on 70% in favour. So obviously,
74 in favour and 26 against.
Yeah, I mean, but I want to look at improving the attack, and the wages, as I said, put that towards Rudiger's contract. It's as simple as that. I don't see why we're bringing Hazard back, paying him $200,000 a week, because we're not going to pay $400,000 a week for Hazard per week for his wages. So it's going to be half if he does come. So I don't see why. It doesn't make any sense to me. For a bench player, for a bench.
I think I understand your financial concern, but if you forget about the financial concern, he can come in, and Hazard is rich now. If Hazard just want a club to come and just show people that he's not done, and he came in like to 20 million, and he decided to be paid, I don't know, 100 or 50,000 a week. I just think, can he based on those conditions I just gave you, is any of a winger right now better than Hazard?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
Another thing, can I ask you a question?
Just to carry on what Boogie said, another thing, if Hazard wants to, he wants to really come back to Chelsea and says he wants, he would take a pay cut.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to have him then.
Well, no. But my question to you is, it's all good. It's all well and good Hazard saying, or it's not. We don't even know if he does. It's just media speculation, really, isn't it? But if he does want to come back, which is not surprising because he said that before he left, or when he joined Madrid, I'll return to Chelsea one day, right? But what happens if Tuchel doesn't want him? That's what I'm saying. So it's like, if Tuchel doesn't
I don't think Tuchel will. I don't think Tuchel will want him.
Hold on, Nick. Hold on, guys. That is the key. That is the main point. End of the day, Tuchel. What is his perspective? What is his view on Eden Hazard coming back to Chelsea?
I'm surprised
because he will not have that sentimental connection that we have. He will look at him in respect to his form, in respect to his ability, his injury record, and Tuchel, I think, is the person who should make that decision, not the board, not the fans, because we have a sentimental connection. End of the day, the manager, he is the one that needs to utilize the tools that he has, and Hazard is going to be one of those tools.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Let's completely agree with that. If Tuchel has to decide at the end of the day, and then if Tuchel thinks like us, say Tuchel takes a couple and has a chat with him. What do you think about this? We're bringing back and all these. He might get a couple game. So you don't know what Tuchel's
but obviously
we don't know.
So the Madrid manager's Carlo Ancelotti, who we all love as well. I love Ancelotti, one of the best managers. I admire him. I'm a big fan of Ancelotti. If Hazard's not good enough for Real Madrid, what makes him good enough for us?
And if he's struggling
different. When he went to Real Madrid, he lost everything. He got injured every bloody
but he got injured, so that's what I'm saying.
Let me hear from Eric. Let me hear from Eric. Hold on, Nick. Let me hear from Eric. Eric has been trying to get in. Eric.
I've been trying, man. But look, just to conclude my points from I don't know how many minutes ago, which it links with what I forgot your name. Sorry, London is Blue.
Chris.
Yeah, it links with what Chris is saying, which is if he's struggling to stay fit in La Liga, what makes us think that all of a sudden he will start playing and be available in the Premier League, which we know is very physical. And we know that when he was in the Premier League, he was the most fouled player, every season. So the way I see it, I think the accumulation of those fouls over the years might have contributed to him being injury prone now. So I'm not just going to assume that he's just going to be fit all of a sudden when he comes back to a more tough, physically tough league.
Yeah,
that comes to show.
Hold on, guys. Comment here from Daniel. Daniel saying, even if Tuchel doesn't want him, Woman will bring him back just because he loves him. No point saying Woman won't because he has done it before. Yes, you're right. So I'm getting feedback. I think it's you, Chris. I'm just going to mute you for a second. All right. I think decisions like this, if made and we've seen them made this way. If made without the team being put first, normally don't pan out too great. Because we will have players who are surplus to requirements. Like right now, I think Saul is surplus to requirement, but he's there and he's not being utilized, not for the value that we have invested in him. I don't want to see, and again, I can see all sides of the argument in respect to Eden Hazard. I can see all sides of the argument. I'll be honest with you guys, up until yesterday, I wasn't too keen on bringing him back. Up until yesterday. But when I saw those pictures and clips and whatnot, it hurt me. It hurt me to see someone who I admire, who I relate to, who I have a lot of fond memories of in the blue of Chelsea, being he's not sidelined, but he is sidelined, but also being in a position where he is unable to live out his dream, his career. Yes, Boogie was right. He did this to himself. He decided to go, and I agree. We don't have the responsibility or the accountability to take him out of or to save him from the mistake that he made. It's not our job. It's not our position. It's not our role. We shouldn't have to do that. But at the same time, there's a side of me that says we need to do it. And again, I've said this in the past. I don't want him to come in and tarnish his legacy, because no Chelsea fan today will tell you anything apart from good things about Eden Hazard. If he was to come back under these circumstances with his current physical condition and not perform, you will have players, so you will have fans. You will have fans that are still young and maybe don't know a lot about Hazard. They will be the ones trolling him on social media, on Twitter, and that is something I do not want to see. I do not want to see one of the legends of the club being trolled by people who don't know better. So that's just one way of looking at it. And guys, again, the link is in the chat. Click on it, jump on, and let's hear it. I interrupted, I think, Eric. Did I interrupt you, Eric, or who did I interrupt? I interrupted one of you guys.
I think
if he comes in on
it was Showtime you interrupted, yeah.
So
Showtime, go ahead, mate.
So when it comes to you saying it's Chris, right? Chris stated about to come in and sit on a bench with 200K a week. We have numerous of players that sit on the bench making 200K or even close to 200K on the bench. So bringing Hazard back isn't a problem.
Yeah. Can I just add to that though? Like, so why would you want to add to that then? Like, if we've already got that problem.
That's what I'm getting to. My point will be, okay, so we want to bring back Hazard. That means we gotta have to let go some of our attackers. Who's the first person that we're gonna let go off the chopping block? Ziyech, Werner. I mean, you said who?
Hudson-Odoi.
You'll let go Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah.
I don't agree with Hudson-Odoi.
He's too young, Hudson. I think Pulisic could be there if we do bring him back.
My point is, I just think I've seen something from Hazard in the past that make him want to believe he may deliver again. Even if it is every 3 games or every 4 games or every 5 games, I know he will deliver. But with the others, the youngs, I know they're really young, but they still don't. I think when you're 21, 22, and 22 and a half, you have to at least take your chance and just show some consistency. I don't believe in that thing about waiting till 25, 26, because you have to wait that far. Chelsea have no time. I'm supporting Chelsea because we're ruthless when it comes to our chase of the cups and leagues and stuff. I don't want to wait 5 years.
What's the extent of his injury that he has? Because I hope that if he doesn't play in the World Cup and he gets that injury fixed and his health comes back healthy, I would sign him in the summer and bring him back to Chelsea right away. And
the money is my problem. If he give up on a lot of money, I don't mind it.
Yeah, Boogie, it's not like he's our money. If Roman wants him, he will bring him.
True.
You know,
true.
There's no one can no one can say nothing. But Roman is not stupid. He will talk with Tuchel.
So you know the three players. I think the three players that really need to pick up in terms of the attacking sense. Hudson-Odoi, 100%. I know he comes from Cobham. I know a lot of people saying, "Give him time." How much time does he need? He needs to start picking up performances. Pulisic needs to start picking up performances. I know he performed well in under Lampard and a little bit under Tuchel. He needs to start picking up
you're right,
performances. And Ziyech as well. Timo Werner, you know what? Even though he misses goal after goal, he still creates a lot more. I know he gets a lot of criticism, but he still does a lot more than Ziyech, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi. But Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech and Pulisic are all better options than Eden Hazard at this moment. So
we're not banging in goals though. We need goal scorers. We need goals.
So okay, when was the last time Hazard scored?
But he's a proven goal scorer. That's the point.
Who has Hazard?
Hazard is a proven goal scorer.
At Chelsea. How long ago has he not been at Chelsea?
How long? I mean, but he's been injured. You can't take away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That limits your point because he hasn't been on the field. He hasn't been on the.
Yeah, he's not been on the field because he's been injured. Injuries have ruined his career.
He's out of favor. And
he's not the same player.
It's not like he can't play. Carlo Ancelotti doesn't just favor him.
Yeah,
it's not like he can't play.
No. There's a reason he doesn't favour him. It's because he's not the same player. He's not the same.
That's
Hazard.
not why. This is not.
Chris. Hazard is not playing because of Vinicius Junior. He exploded this season. He's scoring goals and he's doing all the things.
Right.
I don't see anybody in our team right now that can put Hazard on the bench if Hazard is fit. I just don't see it because Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic. Listen, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I'm pretty sure there's a 90% of Chelsea fans that would love to see more from Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic. But me particularly, I've seen enough of those.
We're not seeing anything from. There's a problem, Boggy. We're not seeing nothing from them.
Well, we have to also take
they had enough chances, and I think Hazard could be the guy who unlocks his team.
He's not the same player. He's not the same player.
But you have to take in consideration.
Yeah, we know he's not the same player, but we don't. He's not the same at Real Madrid. But when it comes to Chelsea,
guys,
I'm gonna the same player.
Hold on, Nick. I'm gonna close the lines and I'm gonna keep Chris in here and we're gonna keep this conversation going. No one else is jumping in, so I'm gonna change the format. So Chris, you're welcome to stay, and we're gonna have this because right now it's like everyone is targeting questions to Chris. I want it to be an open debate, so I'm changing the format into this. And no, you're not taking my spot, Chris. You're going to be here. All right. So I want to address it from this standpoint, and I want to ask this question: is Eden Hazard a better attacker than, let's say, half of the current attackers at Chelsea, or is he just the same as everybody else, which are currently average? And that's a question to everyone, and whoever wants to go ahead and answer.
No, he's not. He's not. He's just not.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
He's not going to play. He's not going to play. Okay, I'll ask a question. Is Hazard going to play more than 10 games a season if he's fit?
Yes.
I think he might play more than Pulisic.
He definitely play more than Pulisic.
It's just that's all I'm saying is if he can stay fit, and if Tuchel wants him, I don't understand the decision, but I'll back it. But I just don't. I just want to look to the future. I mean, I don't want to.
The problem,
put it like this:
Chris, the problem you have is you don't have enough faith, in Hazard to come back and be, even if he comes back and be half as good as he was, he's a lot better than what we have, because these players are not scoring or creating. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. And Chris, I'd like to ask you another question. Right now, forget about Hazard. If for example, we have Pulisic, Cho, if Pulisic and Cho, you don't see them for the rest of the season, would you complain? Like, we just keep playing Havertz and Mount and maybe Ziyech. If you don't see Pulisic and Cho, and we end up not being top 4, would you blame Tuchel for anything? You don't see Pulisic much for the rest of the season.
Personally, yeah, Hudson-Odoi is not a starter for me, and Pulisic is not a starter. The front three I want to see, as much as I don't really like him. Lukaku, you know what I mean? I supported him, but we all know about Lukaku. I think everyone's trust in Lukaku's kind of went out the window after what he done. But Lukaku is our best attacker, so Lukaku, Havertz and Mount. That's the front three. Pulisic coming off the bench, as I say, he needs to improve. But I rather Pulisic coming off the bench than
if we don't see him in the team at all, like Pulisic and Chu,
yeah,
if we don't see them in the team for the rest of the season,
would I be happy?
Would you be mad at Tuchel?
No.
Exactly. You know what it means? They're not contributing to anything. They're not doing anything.
And I got a quick question.
If that's the case, I'd rather have Hazard sitting on the bench and Hazard coming in once in a while, and so I can see some magic.
That's what we're saying. Yeah, exactly.
So if put it like this, I got a quick question for everybody. If the board gives Tuchel the opportunity, bring us 3 names of the attackers that you don't want anymore, and he gives them 3 names, do you think that if the board asks him, okay, we're going to substitute these 3 names with Eden Hazard, or one of these names with Eden Hazard, you think he would say no or yes?
Probably Hudson-Odoi, but then
it doesn't matter the name. I'm just saying one of those 3 players that you mentioned, if he chooses one and says I don't want this one, and the board say okay, we'll bring back Eden Hazard for this guy, you don't think he would accept it?
Short time. I will address this question in this way. If you are able to swap one of the attackers today for Eden Hazard, would you do it?
100%.
I would say yes. Boogie, would you say yes?
No, yes.
Boogie, you're mute. Boogie.
I will take 3 wingers. You all know their name, and I'll put Hazard in it. Those 3 will be out.
Right, Eric?
Maybe, depending on.
It's your choice. You can replace any of the attackers, that you want for Eden Hazard. Would you do that?
Yes, I would replace. I would.
You don't have to tell me who, but
hopefully, he would be able to play. You know, that's the main thing.
Yeah. All right, Chris, you wouldn't.
It's not ideal, but if Hazard's the option, then instead of Hudson-Odoi, probably that's what I would do.
Yeah. You see, the thing is this. I wouldn't go for Hudson-Odoi purely for the fact that he's young and he can still improve. But I would actually do that for someone else. For me. And the reason why I'm going to name him is because I want to give you the context. I would do it for Ziyech or for Timo Werner, one of those 2. And I'm not saying a direct swap. I'm not going to give Timo Werner and get Hazard. No, because I think Timo Werner is a player we can sell. We can get Hazard for less than what we would get for Timo Werner. And I think maybe even the same for Hakim Ziyech. The reasoning behind why I would do that for Hazard is because I truly believe that he would be able to supplement Lukaku in attack. He would be able to be that player that he can play off, because Lukaku, for me, he needs another attacker with him. And that's my thinking. Because we have Lukaku, I think Hazard would be the ideal supporting player for him.
We also got to take into consideration that Odoi is coming back from an Achilles injury. That is not something that is easy to overcome at a young age. So he has still more time to be, has potential. Likes of Timo, he's an adult. He is grown. He's been playing professional football for years. So he, on the hand, should be the number 1 on the chopping block and out the door. If I had to choose, that's just my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, still, I'm a Chelsea fan. I want to win now and the next year and the next. I don't have time to wait for anybody to come to the age. I just don't have it anymore. Like the team won the Champions League last season, and they all promised us that this year will be the EPL, and we'll see. For some reason, Lukaku coming to the team just derail everything. And listen, I'm having enough of this.
I mean, you putting that on Lukaku? How can you put that on Lukaku coming to the team?
I'm free to put it on anybody, man.
I know, but I'm just not sure how.
Right, listen, short time. If today the stock manager comes and says we are running low on toilet paper in the Chelsea stadium, we are running low on toilet paper. Why did nobody order toilet paper? Who would that be blamed on? Right now, everything is being blamed on Lukaku. Everything is being blamed on Lukaku. And I'll be honest with you. I fair or unfair, I think Lukaku has put himself in that position. I personally want to see us turn a new page with Lukaku. I want to see us be able to work with this asset. Sorry, Nick, put yourself on mute, please. I'm getting feedback from you. I think the best way forward is for us to utilize this investment, because I think it's too early for us to turn our backs on Lukaku. I think he has made a big blunder, massive blunder. But I think if we decide to sell him, transfer him, loan him, whatever we decide to do, and push him away from the club, I think we would be losing. Financially, we would be losing, because we would not be able to recuperate the money that we've put in him. The way that we can recuperate the money that we put in him is by utilizing him, by getting him to do what we bought him for. And I think we can do that. I think there's still time for us to do that, and still time for us to address it. I hold on, Boogie. I know it's not easy. I know right now it looks bleak, but let's just put a little bit of faith in the gaffer. I think he can do it for us. Go ahead, Boogie.
Yeah, actually, what you said, the financial situation is the only reason why Lukaku is still on our head right now. That's the only reason why Tuchel is having an issue with him, because if that is out.
You said something earlier, and I need to address what you said. You said that we were promised a Premier League this season. Maybe you should. No, he didn't promise anything.
Who promised us that? Who promised us that?
Mount.
Who promised us?
Mount.
Mount.
He didn't say that.
What did someone in the chat pull me out the Mount? What Mount had said to his father, and the day we won the Champions League.
No, he didn't tell you. He told his father, but he didn't promise anything. So
he did actually said
next what did he tell his father?
He said next season we're going after the Premier League. That we're going to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. Going after is one thing. Winning. No. If he predicted him winning the Premier League, then he knows something that we don't know. He knows something that Tuchel doesn't know, because even Tuchel. Confident. Yes, feel that confidence is fine. Let's feel confident. But I think even Tuchel said we are hunting. We are hunting, and this is why the César Cancella kind of tried to twist his words in the last interview. We are hunting. We are still hunting. The hunt is to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Not to have a 20-odd point gap at the end of the season. Hopefully, if we can keep the gap in single digits by the end of the season, then next season we're in a better place to challenge for that title.
Yeah, I think last season anyway, after the Champions League win, everyone was saying we were one of the favourites. But even Manan, if Manan said we were going to win the league, I wouldn't believe her 100%. I'll be all right. Okay, thanks Dan for the title, Charles. But in regards to Lukaku. Look, he's put himself in this position. He's put more pressure on himself than before, because doing that interview, doing that stupid handshake with De Bruyne after the game. I know people say, they're friends. Yeah, but I don't care, mate. We just got beat. Keep your head down. You're already in enough trouble.
Exactly, man. I don't have a brain. He's big, but he just doesn't think.
No, he's already in enough trouble.
What was all those things, and all those flick? Yeah. What the hell is that?
You know what I mean? He's doing stupid kiddie handshakes. You know what I mean? Go to the tunnel.
What is this? What is wrong with him?
Because Kazim, I know what people have said. People said, but it's De Bruyne, they're Belgian, they've known each other for years. I don't care.
The guy just scored on us.
Yeah, exactly. He scored a goal to end the
And he
title.
picked the wrong one to do all those shaking, flicking stuff with. Like, what's wrong with
It's as if he just.
I mean, he could have done it, but in private.
Hold on. Was Eden Hazard a handshake with Kurt Zuma?
Oh, I love that. That was great.
But you see, that's the thing. You'd love that, but you don't love the other ones.
Eden Hazard didn't do what Lukaku. He didn't do an interview like Lukaku did, so we can't compare.
No,
them.
of course. Actually.
And
No, hold on. To be fair, Eden Hazard doesn't have to say the words. It's the expression that he has. I don't remember when it was or after what game, but it was before the Chelsea Real Madrid game last season in the Champions League, and he was being interviewed after one of the games, the league matches, and they said to him, you will be playing Chelsea very soon. How do you feel about that fixture coming up? And I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I'm a Real Madrid player, and I'll be looking forward to going there and playing my best to get the result for Real Madrid. However, when he was asked the question, if you look at his face and the way that he reacted to the question, he is pleased to be coming back to London, to be playing at Stamford Bridge, and he doesn't have to say the words. If you are what's the word here? If you have love, or if you have a fondness of a place or of a club, of an individual, it doesn't take you saying it for the other person to see it. It's the way you react to that person, to that place, to that club being mentioned. The way you react, your features, your eyes, your posture, your body language, it shows how you feel about that particular club. And there's no doubt in my mind that Eden Hazard loves Chelsea and loves the club. There's no doubt there. And again, even the people in the chat who are saying, we don't want him back, I guarantee you, they have nothing but love and respect.
Yeah, absolutely. I love
for Eden Hazard.
The other thing, Mo, can I just add what you said? The other thing is, even when he left, I remember the last game, the final, and you could see, we was talking with Rudiger, they are telling him to stay. You can see, in his face, he loves Chelsea. You can just see in his face. And he said a lot of times, I'm always a true blue and always will be. Doesn't matter where I go. He actually said them words. Mm-hmm. So, that was one of his dreams to go to Real Madrid. And he went, he saw his dream, and it was a nightmare. So, let's have him back.
Yeah, bring him back and generate some revenue, because a lot of people say the club is broke. This is how we're going to generate some revenue and then go get some players that Tuchel wants.
Who said the club's broke?
A lot of people. I've heard several panelists say the club is broke.
We're in debt. We're not broke. We have financial.
I think
you're in broke.
Yeah, I just want to clarify something, because a couple of streams ago, I think we had VJ on, and from Sports Wire, and he was talking about the financial statement that was released, and the fact that we have recorded a loss the last financial year. I think if you look back, pretty much every club has recorded a loss over the last financial year, and it's purely based around the pandemic. There are other factors for other clubs, but in respect to Chelsea, it's purely based around the pandemic. And I think we are not in a financial crisis. We have recorded a financial loss. We do need to be a little bit more wary about the way we spend, but we are not in a financial crisis. And I just want to clarify, I think a lot of people are talking about financial crisis. Chelsea are not in a financial crisis.
I mean, a financial crisis.
In a financial.
A financial crisis.
Sorry, Chris. Barcelona are in a financial crisis. When you have to sell players because you need to get wages off your books, otherwise you can't renew contracts because you have overspent. That is financial crisis. All right, we have to sell. We don't have to sell anyone. We are still able to buy players. We're still able to buy players. And I think at the end of the season, with the way we're going right now, I think we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. We are going to win. Fingers crossed, we are going to win a couple of more trophies and hopefully finish in the top 4, qualify for the Champions League. And we if we could get into the semi-finals of the Champions League final, maybe win it. You never know. I don't want us to have this negative outlook on our club because the last financial report said we are in a deficit. I think we're still in good shape.
I was just responding to the allegations that I heard over the stream last time. It's just a little banter. We'll bring back
the thing with the financial crisis thing, right? Look, obviously I'm 21, right? So when I've been growing up, I've always known Chelsea to be Roman Abramovich, buy players. If Roman wants a player, he'll get that player. Millions upon millions. A financial crisis is when back in the times when Ken Bates bought Chelsea for £1. Chelsea were going to go under. That's a financial crisis. We just bought a striker. We just bought one player for 97 million. If that's a financial crisis, then I want to be in a financial crisis then if that's a financial crisis. 97 million for one player.
Yeah, Showtime. Recording losses is not the same thing as being broke and not being able to spend money. So we made losses, yes, but we can still spend money, like Kasim was saying.
I'm using a quote that I heard on the stream. The person referred to said the club is broke. That was the word it used. That's why I reiterated that word and said, okay, if we're broke, bring back Hazard so we can generate some revenue and go buy players that Tuchel wants. That's not saying I think that we're broke.
Did he say we're broke? I don't think he said we're broke.
He said Chelsea is broke.
Maybe
who said that?
Maybe he misspoke.
If I find it, I'm going to send it to you, Mo.
Yeah, I think if he did say it, he probably misspoke because there was nothing in that report that said we were broke. We recorded the loss.
I think, he said we don't have cash to spend or something like that. If I remember.
Yeah. Because I remember I asked him after we watched his video, and I said to him, if we are if we want to buy a player, are we able to do so? And he said yes, but we'll have to. What was the word? We have to consider sales and whatnot. So
or sponsor deals and all those things. He said.
Yeah.
Sponsors.
Listen,
Barcelona is getting those deals because they're getting sponsored in it, right? So you always find a way to get money in it.
Barcelona is a global brand, Boogie. They're always going to be able to attract sponsors. Guys, tomorrow we will not be doing a watch along. It's at 8 p.m. kickoff. We will not be doing a stream tomorrow. I will be streaming my reaction video on Wednesday. I am working on getting you guys some special guests. The first one, hopefully...
Boogeyman?
No, special.
Whoa. No. Boogeyman is special, mate. He's the main man.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. You're welcome here anytime you want.
Thanks, Biggie, mate. Thanks.
I'm working on getting you guys some special guests. I have got confirmation from both of them. So I'll be doing 2 Q&As. Hopefully, one will be on Thursday and the other one will be possibly next Monday. I'll have to confirm with the guests. But
is it Lukaku's agent? Lukaku's agent or?
No. Oh. I said special. I'm not sure if anybody associated with Lukaku is special just yet. If he gets a hat trick tomorrow,
Sky Italy maybe.
No. I'm serious. I'm working on a couple of guys, and they're really popular individuals within the Chelsea social media network. I've not had them on my streams in the past, so it'll be the first time on the streams.
I think I know one of them. I'm sure he's one of them. Shall I name him?
You can have a guess.
Younes.
It's not Younes. No.
Oh.
I've actually tried to get Younes a couple of times, but Younes,
he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's been around for a long time.
He's a good geezer. He's
good.
He produces fantastic content. I've tried twice to get him on. Both times I didn't get a response. To be fair, so I'm not going to request it again. If he wants to come on, he's more than welcome. This is a Chelsea channel for all the fans. So if he wants to come on, he's welcome.
I was just guessing. I was just thinking because he's one of the main ones.
Yeah. No. These two individuals, you'll be pleasantly surprised when you see them. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Let's have a good surprise.
I'm not going to bring them on at the same time. I'm going to bring one on at a time. So it'll be a special guest per show. And I'm just waiting for confirmations on their scheduling. So hopefully this week and next week. But yeah, I'm working on it. So guys, tomorrow we'll have a day off from streaming. We won't have a day off from football. We'll be watching the Brighton game, but then we'll be reacting to it the following day. Good stream. How many likes did we get tonight? I hope we've got 100. Actually, we've got 111 likes. Nice. If you haven't hit that like button, 111. It's a good number. So if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do before you leave the stream. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do before you leave the stream. So we will see you on Wednesday evening. Thank you to everyone who has taken part from the panel and from the chat. And I'll have you guys back here on Wednesday.
Been a pleasure.
Up the Chelsea guys.
Yeah, up the Blues.
Take care, guys.